Hey, welcome into the Friday Night Zone Blitz, everybody. Happy Friday, week number 5 of this high school football season. And, here's the thing. It took us a half hour to get rolling today because we were really just trying to get Coach Kevin Sullivan on camera the whole time today. That's it. Took us that long. Sorry you missed the football, but you get to see Sully, the Hall of Famer. Sully, what's happening?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I was getting cut out again. So.
Hey, listen, everybody was getting cut out for a minute. We had like a potpourri of gremlins that were knocking on our door tonight. Just, I guess, a little bit what happens. But these guys are getting it ready to go and a little bit tardy. But, hey, we still have second halves all around where we are, and that includes at St. Augustine. We're St. Augustine up on Nease in our game of the week. We're peeking in on Crescent City and Hilliard. Hey, Coach Rip, it's our time to diagnose exactly what he's doing, Coach Sully.
Yeah, Coach Rip fired up tonight. He thought they would be okay tonight and be able to move the ball and run it a little bit here and there. So it looks like that's what they're doing.
Well, it looks like that's what they're doing right now. We got our big run. I swear I just saw that as we were getting ready to come on. A similar play. They must have had it called back, and then they do it again. So a touchdown for Crescent City, unless there's some flags. Is that a flag near the 30-yard line?
There wasn't anybody there.
Is that a flag or a water bottle? Looks like they had to put a little of that baseball turf on the field tonight up there, huh?
Yeah, probably finally broke from the rain and everything. So they must be calling holding on that flag right there by the 30.
Oh, yeah, it is a flag. It looked like a different flag. It looked like fluorescent.
I don't know.
So anyway, I've now seen that running play from about this spot for a touchdown a couple of times. We'll see if we can see it a third time. Hey, where do you give us a little background with Coach Rip, who's the head coach, by the way. I should let everybody know at Crescent City. How do you guys know each other so well?
So Coach Rip worked for one of my guys. I actually played for Steve Allen, and Steve was with me a bunch of years. And then we played a few times when he was coaching as an assistant at FPC when I was at Jackson. And we just sort of hit it off and everything like that.
All right, well, here they go again.
Same play.
Yeah, probably the same play. They got a big back that's been running wild a little bit. Up already 27-6 against Hilliard, and yeah, it's about the same play. They got them down, though, at the 35-yard line. St. Augustine and Nease, that's our game of the week. It's really a game of the night, we think, but it's 21-0 Yellow Jackets, Coach, as you take a look at that scoreboard. How about Beachside? You said today on the Brenton Austin Show, keep an eye on that game, 21-0 over Bishop Kenny. Fletcher all over Sandalwood. We'll give you a couple other scores, but 21-0 and 21-0 jump out at me. And I'll give you another one, 21-0. Trinity Christian over Columbia. An impressive effort by Verlin Dormany's group.
Yeah, that's the one that I think that's the big surprise. Beachside jumping on Kenny is Kenny might have the hangover from last week losing the bowls after really playing well and having their way early on in that game. But, I don't know.
Did we lose you, or did you just stop talking?
Huh? I think I'm going in and out a little bit.
Oh, okay. You're all right. You sound good on our end, so don't worry about it.
Good.
You just keep yapping away. We're listening to you. But, yeah, that 3 touchdown leads for those guys. What a nice win that would be for Beachside over Bishop Kenny. And we kind of wondered about Kenny, right? Coming off that Bulls loss, it was kind of an emotional one. They had the lead. They were in control. They give up the lead, 22 straight points. They throw an interception at the doorstep. Such a big rival. Maybe tough to get back up against Beachside. Beachside coming off the first loss in like 12 football games, first district game, and they've bounced back in a nice way. So, that's could be a heck of a win. I've got plenty of time still left, it looks like, against Beachside and Bishop Kenny, but could be a heck of a win for the Barracudas.
Yeah, that'd be a really big win for them. But the one I looked at least Sandalwood scored this week. They got 19 points, 3 touchdowns tonight. They hadn't scored them and shut out in the first 4 games. So hats off to them getting on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were talking about this in the sports office. Last week I was at that game. They actually had a pick 6 in that game that got the interception stood. It was like a 96-yarder too. And they had the run back, though, was called back to like midfield because of a flag. And then I didn't really think about it in that context. But I was like, hey, that would have been their first points of the year. Would have come on defense. And you're right, finally get off the schneid. I mean, Fletcher putting it on him anyway. Just been a struggle for Sandalwood. Now looking, I think they'll lose this their 15th consecutive game. Just some other scores around the area. You see Riverside up at the half against Ribault. Middleburg, man, I continue to say Middleburg looks good so far this season as they are up 2 touchdowns. Baker County over Baldwin. We have our cameras there. 24-2 is the score. Bowles and Oakleaf, I know that's one you thought could be sneaky good. Well, I don't know about sneaky good, but just good. And Bowles looking like they're taking care of business so far, Coach.
Yeah, 21-10 was the last score that I got. And Bowles seems to be running the ball really effectively against Oakleaf, which sort of surprising a little bit. And, Oakleaf got the loss last week to Hawthorne, defending state champions, played a really good game on the road. So I was really looking for them. I talked to Coach Foy today. Actually, it's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Coach Foy.
And he said he really wanted this one tonight. He was hoping the kids would be ready to play.
We got Andrew Jackson and Atlantic Coast tied at 7. Mandarin down, they're playing IMG tonight, right? 7-0 is the score, at least at last check. We have camera at University Christian game with Impact Christian. UC is winning 15-0. And let's see, anything else strike my eyes here as we bring Stuart Weber in here in just a moment as well to talk a little bit about this. Bishop Snyder over Wilson, 12-10 is the score there. All right, we got some action. This is West Nassau and Yulee. A lot of these games, by the way, why we started on the scoreboard, a lot of these games were at halftime when we jumped in here. At 8:30 tonight, a little bit later than usual. And coming up in a couple of weeks when we go to London with the Jags, we might actually start the program a little bit later. So just a heads up on that. We can do whatever the heck we want, all right?
Our party. We'll cry if we want to. Tell you what.
There's plenty of crying going on here tonight, too. These guys are working hard to get it all going. And look what we got. We've got some live action. This is West Nassau and Yulee. And I believe Yulee was up pretty good at halftime. I think it was 22, or was it West Nassau?
I think it was West
Nassau.
Nassau.
West Nassau was up 22-0. Yulee has been a little surprising there. Yeah, you said, wow, Coach, right? I mean, Yulee winless so far this year. I'm a little surprised by that, aren't you?
Not so much that they're winless. It's just I thought this game would be really close, really 2 good teams, rivalry game, Nassau County, and I thought they'd get up ready to go and play this one. They graduated a bunch of kids last year, Yulee did, so I thought they'd be a little rebuilding, but I didn't think they'd be up 22-0. I'm sorry, losing 22-0 tonight.
And Stuart, this is West Nassau now that they're out of the FHSAA this year, but it doesn't change the rivalry up there. They get Fernandina Beach next week, and that little trio of schools, when you get Yulee and Fernandina and West Nassau, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As they say, you throw out the record books.
Yeah, you can.
You got to throw them out. Hilliard, too, by the way, in that group.
Oh, Hilliard, too. Yeah, we were just showing them.
4 Nassau County schools. When they go against each other, and that's one of the reasons, we had it on the list this week, because, you get a good rivalry game. We love to capture those. I think a great example of that, you talk about the Sandalwood Saints, right, coming into this game tonight, 4 losses, 0 points to start the season. So they got shut out their first 4 games. Well, what do they do to start the game against one of their biggest rivals in Fletcher from across the ditch? They get an interception, and they get a touchdown. We'll show you the highlights in a little bit, but they score their first touchdown of the year. That sideline, you would have thought they won the Super Bowl.
Really?
Because of just how big that game is to be able to do that against your rival. Now, Fletcher scored the next 47, but don't worry about that. The point is,
had a moment.
They had a moment. They got to.
They needed a moment.
They needed a moment, and they got that moment. So they were able to get an interception and then a touchdown on the other end. So those rivalry games, they just mean that much more. It's such a big deal for the kids that are playing in them to be able to do that.
Yeah, and so we take a continued look here at West Nassau. Obviously has the football, and I think again it was up 22-0. In this game, and there you go. Now we're cooking. We got it all working here. St. Augustine High School just coming out for the third quarter. They're up 21-0 on the top left. West Nassau Yulee going in for maybe another put-away score here against Yulee. They're on the bottom left, and then your top right, you've got Impact Christian and University Christian. And what is it, 22-7?
22-7 in favor of West Nassau.
So there's plenty of time, so Yulee needs to stop
early.
here.
Yeah.
And then bottom right, we started the show showing you Crescent City and Hilliard, and it is 27-6 there. So, all right, we got the 4-bagger now in. Now we're feeling good. Now we're in a little bit of a rhythm.
By the way, shout out to the folks at Charlton Sportsnet. They were broadcasting that game in your bottom right, the Hilliard game. Whenever Charlton is on the road and Hilliard happens to be home, sometimes they just cross the border and head down there and go get a bonus game in. So, shout out to Charlton Sportsnet for bringing that game tonight.
That's pretty cool. We appreciate that. Roll out by West Nassau. The quarterback there is Price Arnold, and looks like Yulee was able to thwart that in your bottom left side of your screen as we take you here on a Friday night Zone Blitz Week 5. We'll be with you until midnight if everything works. And
that's the plan.
That's the plan. Listen, it is what it is, folks. But he controls the controllables.
Live TV, right?
St. Augustine gets the ball in the top left, by the way, to begin the third quarter. Hey, Coach, St. Aug people have been hanging a little bit with St. Aug so far. Like, they're not running away from it. Big game, good game against Riverside last week. That one went back and forth. It stayed close till late. I think it was it Menendez a couple weeks back, I think?
Yep.
That kind of hung tighter than maybe we thought they would against St. Aug. Well, Nease comes into town playing some of the best football in the area, and really he's like, whoa, how good are they? I thought that 39-0 win over Fletcher was really strong, and they can't put up a point. And this is a Colin Drass team that puts up a lot of points usually.
Yeah, I thought this one would be – that's a big
boy,
mistake.
That's a pick sixer right there maybe. The defense scoring. Whoa, that's a huge mistake there by St. Augustine.
That'd be Alicia Luckett III.
How about that?
Number 9, if I'm looking at that correctly.
I mean, that was a gift.
Alicia Luckett III.
Was that a Will Levis throw?
Throwing it out.
Oh, dear. He's trying to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he didn't get anything on it. It was a bobbled snap, kind of a busted play right away. And I don't know if he just, obviously it slipped out of his hand or something like that, but that's a huge play for Nease to score with their defense.
If you're Nease, that is exactly what you needed coming out of the locker room to make this thing a game.
All right. So there it is. There it is, a huge defensive score. As I was telling you, Coach, Colin Drass, offense. St. Augustine defense doing a number on him in the first half, it looked like.
Yeah, I think that they were probably with the rivalry, the St. Johns County rival, both of them being undefeated. I'm pretty sure St. Augustine's attention was really crisp this week, knowing it's a in-county game and that rivalry and everything. And, there's a friendly rivalry, but, they want to beat everybody in their county. And so they were probably really focused in coming in this week.
Yeah, I kind of just figured that this would be a high-scoring affair. I figured it would be back and forth, and obviously Yellow Jackets defense been able to hold Nease down so far, and now it's a defensive touchdown for the Panthers, which was massive. Should make that score 21-7 and make it a little bit of a new ball game. 21 seconds into the third quarter. We're keep an eye on that one the whole way. That is our game of the week here on our Friday night Zone Blitz. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. We had a record show last week. It must have been Sully's hair looked really good last Friday night, and we hope to continue to grow this thing, and you continue to find it. And we'll replay everything on Saturday and Sunday as well multiple times. And look at Yulee go now. We've got a big breakaway and a change in this game, too. Does he get in there? Yes, he does. That's a Yulee touchdown. Looks like for number 1, Weber. Who is number 1 for the Hornets?
That would be Shamar Gibbs.
I was hoping you'd say a little more. I teed you up to say a little more. You just mic drop Shamar Gibbs.
That's what it was. It was a mic drop kind of play.
Well, here comes St. Augustine. Hope you have this number. Oh, I thought he might break away there on the return, and they got pretty good field position. So we got some good action here already on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Brent Martineau, Stuart Weber, hanging out with Coach Kevin Sullivan. As well, some other scores to keep an eye on as well. Ed White over Terry Parker, 15-6. They opened up another field down there, Coach, in Duval County, and so they got a turf field. And first time they're playing that one, they had a ceremony with the Duval County schools and everybody else. So pretty cool to see another school get a new turf field.
Yeah, that's awesome. Again, that's I believe that's the 4th one, maybe, and 2 more is Atlantic Coast, and I believe Rebold are the next 2.
All right. Holy cats. Beachside's up 31-0 if our scores are correct. And now look at the defense really start to go to work against St. Augustine as the Panthers get some momentum as we show you that game and one of the 4 games that we're peeking in live at right now here in the Friday night Zone Blitz. Some other scores pass along. Atlantic Coast 7-7 at the half. That's an interesting one to watch. And then 42-7, I think I saw the score, Bartram Trail over Orange Park. Bartram Trail's had a rigorous schedule, and with all due respect to Orange Park, it seems like the Bears can take a little bit of a breath tonight, Coach, and kind of get one that they don't have to sweat out.
Yeah, they put into a couple of really good barn burners the last couple of weeks and have come up on the positive end 2 weeks ago, and then last week they lost. But they'd probably get a little breathing. They'll feel a little bit better about each other by the end of that game.
Yeah, I don't know if I updated the score on that Terry Parker one. I said 15-6 is the score of that as they christen that new field. Weber, I want to get your thoughts on that. Beachside up 31-0 over Bishop Kenny. Trinity Christian 21-0 of Columbia at the last check. And then we have this one. Almost another nice play there.
Wow.
Was that the same young man that just had the pick six? I think it was.
Number
9.
Yeah.
Almost had a one-hand interception.
That's Luckett the third.
Yeah, those are some surprise scores around there. I mean, 31-0 and 21-0 Trinity.
I was listening to a little bit of that broadcast for Beachside. I guess they scored on a 4th and goal to make it 7-0, then got stopped on a 4th and goal. They were trying to go up 14-0, so clearly they have been moving the ball well, have the Barracudas, and really Bishop Kenny trying to hold them out as best they can, and they haven't been able to. If you're saying that, Barracudas have really been scoring and scoring frequently.
Yeah. Here we go. A bomb up top for. Oh no,
that's a punt.
That's a punt.
What a catch on that bomb up top! What happens when you look away from half a second?
I was hoping Brian Thomas was chasing that down. Sorry,
we're gonna get a big play,
I was
right?
answering Marcel's text at the same time. That was a good punt, by the way. Better punt than it would have been a throw because it would have been an interception. So hey, here comes Nease. This is. Golden opportunity. We really rave, Coach, about Colin Draft's offense, and they've got the weapons on offense to make something happen. And it looks like early in this third quarter, they've got a little momentum too.
Yeah, they definitely got to get something on offense because St. Augustine this year has given up a few points defensively.
Yeah, they have. And here's, big gap, but then closed quickly. There's so much talent on the field, especially St. Augustine, proven talent. I think there's more talent on Nease than we knew.
Yeah, that's KJ Perry toting the rock there for the Nease Panthers. And, we talk about some of these rivalry games, right, up in Nassau County, certainly Fletcher, Sandalwood, certainly. Well, Nease St. Augustine is a huge rivalry that goes back a long time. I mean, you think about all the newer schools in St. Johns County. These are two teams as you see a long pass there intended for Fletcher. Reston knocked away, incomplete. These are two teams that go way back a long time, and they've been playing each other for many years now and creating some great moments along the way. I know if you've watched any of our episodes of After the Game, both Brian Braddock and Joey Wiles have kind of talked about games against Nease, or some of the coaches that have been involved on either side of that rivalry have talked a lot about. They remember the game against Tebow, or they remember the game against the championship team for the Jackets. So, like, those matchups between these two teams really are memorable for a long time, as you see the Jackets swarming that defensive line, getting all over the running back there.
I think they tried to pop a run there on third down. Doesn't look like it worked. I believe that was third down. Coach, Stewart just mentioned Tebow. I mean, you got both these teams undefeated a few weeks into the year, and no surprise on St. Augustine, I don't think. Of course, they didn't play that Bowls game. That one got canceled because of rain. Nease, I think, just the way they've looked, the way they've dominated teams, it sets up like a really nice game for our game of the week here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Is this one of the bigger matchups since the Tebow days? Because that was obviously huge when Tebow and St. Augustine were going at it. Since I've been to town, I don't feel like the Nease-St. Augustine game has ever touched any of those. This one, I got to believe, had a little bit of a feel of it.
Yeah, I think so. Usually, I think the Bartram Trail rivalry probably replaced that Nease rivalry since Tebow graduated. But we thought tonight would be both undefeated, both of them playing really well, scoring a lot of points. That this game would be one of those 49-45 games.
Yeah, and not yet, but we still have time to make that happen. 21-7. Again, we'll reset it. Top left is where St. Augustine and Nease are playing. The Jackets got the ball back now after forcing a 3-and-out, so up 21-7. Top right, University Christian leads by a couple of touchdowns over Impact Christian. If that score is correct, it's still 15-0, and it looks like they're headed to halftime there at UC. Bottom right is Crescent City and Hilliard. We assume that score is correct with just a minute or so left in the third quarter. And then bottom left, we have Yulee and West Nassau. Now, Yulee was down 22-7. I missed what happened with West Nassau's possession, but we saw Yulee score. So we're thinking this one got a little tighter.
Seems that way.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
I don't know what happened with that West Nassau possession, though, before the Yulee touchdown. I missed that. So I'm assuming they didn't score, and if that's the case, then it's probably 22-14. Might be a one-score game. West Nassau was up 22-0 in that football game.
It's 21, by the way, for University Christian as they head to the break. So 21-0 for the Fighting Christians over Impact.
All right. Hey, Coach, UC's been a little quiet this year, right? A little bit of a rebuild so far. They don't appear to be as strong as they've been in the past, which is okay. That happens. It's a cyclical thing. They're usually good every single year. Or am I wrong? They got the goods to maybe compete for a deep run.
Well, I think that they played a couple games early on the road, and now that they're back home and they're playing a couple local teams and everything, so we're getting to pay a little bit more attention to. But I think they're quietly having a really nice season.
Yeah, it feels like they're under the radar a little bit.
So you had a quick 3-and-out there by St. Augustine, and it looked like it was going to be a pick six.
Is that what that play?
That's what that
I was
was.
watching bottom left on Yulee.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. You were smiling.
I was
though.
watching St. Augustine and just going, what's going on there?
Hey, if we're going to watch the 4-box the whole time, Coach Sully, you take the UC game at halftime. I'll do the bottom left. Stewart's got the top left. We won't miss a play. Casey can do the bottom right. It's a lot to watch, but I like it.
St. Augustine barely gets that one away, but they do, and that'll roll dead at the 37-yard line. Nease will take over on their own side.
It's just funny that you can kind of you can feel the momentum like jump off it feels like Nease, even though we're not there, we're not even listening to it. It feels like Nease has so much momentum in that game, the way they're playing defense, the close calls, obviously the pick six. But the bottom line is Nease hasn't been able to get anything going on offense. St. Augustine's defense has been doing a heck of a job. They've actually shut them out to this point outside of that pick six. And now we get a closer look here at Yulee, and we think this is a possession game. We don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
Here's Gibbs again.
Yeah, Shamar Gibbs going to take it back the other way. A little big hit.
A nice hit.
But able to pick up the first down in the process. So I think both sides are happy with how that one transpired. Yulee because they get a first down. West Nassau because they get the hit stick. Got to fire up that sideline.
But we got one down.
Yeah, I thought I saw an ankle, a guy wobbling a little bit. West Nassau turned that ball over, by the way. That's how we got to this point. So we'll keep you posted on that one when we come back from that little injury timeout. Hopefully that young man's okay. And we see Nease with the football again as they get rolling and try to cut into this 21-7 lead, trying to make it a big third quarter. It looks like they've had all the momentum since we joined this game here about 15, 20 minutes ago.
So you were right, by the way. 22-14, West Nassau leading, 4 minutes to go in the third of that game. So that is a one-possession game now.
Well, this is why we do it, right? Yep. I mean, this is going to be fun. It was 22-0. This one's 21-0. It feels like Yulee and Nease have all the momentum. They could bring us to a good late third quarter and a lot of action in the fourth quarter as well. Nease needs to do something offensively, Sully. They got to find something to be able to at least put a little scare into St. Augustine.
Yeah, they've got to try to manufacture first downs and just keep moving the ball because, they have a little momentum. They've stopped St. Augustine both times on this drive, but they seem to be playing really good defensively tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like, watching just a few offensive plays, that the Jackets are dominating at the defensive line of scrimmage. And not a lot doing there for Nate Harry, the quarterback, who had a big game a couple weeks ago. He was the Jaguars Prep Whataburger Player of the Week. And he's trying to find something for this Nease Panthers offense. But that offensive unit getting dominated right now by the Yellow Jackets front. And it's 21-7 in favor of the home team, St. Augustine, here. Week 5 of the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Brent Martineau, Stuart Weber, Kevin Sullivan. That's the voice you're hearing. And our entire Action Sports Jax team. With
that's not just me hearing that voice.
It's
okay, good.
There are a lot of people that still hear that voice in their sleep, probably.
mostly guys wearing black and white on this day. The referee is probably the most of all. By the way, score update and a big comeback in the works at Baker County. Baldwin has now cut it to a 24-17 game. That was 24-2 at
Wow.
one point.
Wow.
Are we still there?
We are there. We'll be there till the finish. We're having some technical issues as far as getting that feed back to us, but we'll have those highlights turned around for you on the Friday Night Blitz a little bit later on tonight. So we will have those highlights, the conclusion, however that ends, and that big rival, the County Road 90 rivalry game right there.
Yeah, that's. I didn't. What do you think about that one? You know those programs pretty well, Coach. Like Baker County's been impressive. I didn't know what we'd get out of Baldwin, and then 24-2, I was like, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's not that stunning. And now to see him come back, make this a game. What do you know about those two programs here halfway through the season?
Yeah, of course, Baldwin had the change with the new head coach, even though Coach Shields is still around. I think he's still running the defense. And but I think they graduated some really good kids in their program. And 2 years ago, they beat Baker to win the district. So they're not afraid of them. They know they can beat them. And but Baker's had a really nice season. I mean, their one loss is to Bradford, and they've been playing and doing really well.
Yeah, I had a chance to see him in person over at First Coast.
Yeah, that's where you were.
They
They put it
looked
on
good. Looked good in that game for sure. In that win. So, all right, we're taking a look, by the way, here at Yulee. Yulee down by 8. We're in the third quarter, late third quarter, and they're driving. So they're inside the red zone, and that's a timeout now for West Nassau. And there you go, nice little wide shot to take a look at.
Nice recovery,
There we go,
Hamby, by the
Hamby.
way. Tripod went down.
He fixed it somehow, I think.
Well, I
'cause-
told them to just go off the low tripod view.
Okay, so he just has it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Listen, man, I'm a problem solver.
I like it.
I
when,
mean,
I like it when people help solve some problems. That helps. That's good.
we've got to teach your kids, Sully. You got to teach your kids how to problem solve
Yeah.
sometimes. You know, I mean,
Not
it's the first
everything's-
time out on the streets.
Not everything's gonna go right. You gotta learn how to adapt and work with it for sure.
All right, so hey, I think that was a first down by Nease. So here comes Nease on the top left. They still got the football right around midfield. And again, they got to make something happen on offense. They ain't afraid to take a shot, and there is a shot. Is that, let's see. That is Spencer. I figured it was.
Yeah.
It was Maddox Spencer. How about the footwork there by Maddox Spencer
Walk
to
the
make the
tightrope
catch?
there. Yeah, that was a beautiful catch.
That was good in the NFL, I think.
Yeah, I think he got 2 in. By the way, there was one play last night. Egregious, incorrect call. That guy caught the ball, dragged his foot. The field was so muddy, you got a 2-foot line in the grass where he dragged it. As you check out Nate Harry, incomplete pass there across the middle. 2-foot line in the grass where he dragged it. He had possession of the ball, and they called it incomplete. I don't know. That was
Listen,
it was so egregious. I popped up the view screen on my camera to go back and look at it. I'm like, come on, give the guy a catch. Mostly I wanted to get highlights so I could move on to my second game.
Sully,
But,
Sully,
that's how that goes.
it's contagious just hammering the zebras, man. I mean, it started with you.
Yeah, Stewart. I mean, Stewart, I'm not the referee lover and everything, so you can't be getting on these guys. They work hard. They're trying. They're doing the best that they can.
You're afraid I'm infringing on your turf, Coach. I get it. Here's Harry again over the middle. This one broken up. Well defended. That's number 3 for St. Augustine, Braylon James.
Listen, a big play by Maddox Spencer to get him in this position. Now it's 3rd and 10. I mean, they need to get some points here, I would say, at the very least. I don't know about the kicker. Usually down there in St. Johns County, we've got some good kickers.
Got some kickers.
But
strong soccer players.
they need to dial something up. You know, they had the previous play, Coach. I thought if they had a screen or some kind of middle screen, it would have really been effective. But obviously it wasn't called at that time because it was an all-out blitz by St. Aug, and it ended up working for an incompletion. So here we go, 3rd and 10. With Nate Harry at the quarterback, and they look like they're bringing a weak side blitz. And oh boy, got to catch that one now. That was a good job by Harry.
It was James again, by the way, Braylon James, who had broken it up on the previous play, coming in and providing the pressure on Harry. Is Braylon James related to Brandon?
Coach, do you know that?
I think he is.
Okay. I know Brandon
I
James
think
is
he
on
is.
that staff. I believe he's coordinator, right? Offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wouldn't surprise me. Multiple Jameses.
Oh, here we go. Hey, they're going to go for it on 4th down, so maybe they don't love the kicker.
4th and
up.
10 too.
And Coach going to call a timeout here. Is that a 30 or a 20 right there? Check
Looks
my
like
eyes.
a
That's a 30,
That's
right?
a 30. So
That's
they're
a
at the
pretty good
20,
kick.
27 yard.
That's like
yeah,
40, 45 yard
That's
kick.
tough.
So anyway, we'll keep an eye on this.
Yeah.
But 21-7, this it feels like a big moment if Nease can somehow keep this thing going. They got a big play from Maddox Spencer and a beautiful catch, a tippy toe on the sideline, both of them really, and now 3 straight downs. They really missed an opportunity there on that 3rd down because they had one close to the first down marker, just was dropped. So I got to make a play here. If you're Nease, and St. Aug been doing a great job defensively here tonight. I think everybody talks about their offense, not a lot about their defense because they've been getting scored on a little bit. But I feel like this is a conversation, Sully, that we've had with Coach Braddock over the years. He hangs tight with that defense, and he kind of doesn't like it when you say, hey, you're giving up a lot of points. They take it personal down there, don't they?
Yeah, I always tease them because, it used to be known they hang their hat on their defense. And now Coach is like, yeah, it's optional here at St. Augustine. So tonight they're going to play it.
You invest a lot of money in a new scoreboard. You got to light it up, right? That's generally how that works. You gotta let the offense go score some points. All right, so we're still going for it after thinking about it. We got a 4th and 10 play here coming up from the opposition 27-yard line. Harry in the backfield. He's got an empty set, one left. Like a tight end over there on the right side. No, that's the right tackle.
Yeah, I think it's empty.
Right tackle. Yeah, so we got a lot of guys over here to the near side. Let's see where they go with it. Harry dropping back, stepping into the pocket, little pressure, gets rid of it, and it falls incomplete. So defense holds for St. Augustine. This remains a 21-7 game for the Jackets.
Yeah, Coach, that's just good defense, huh? I mean, they had everybody covered, it looked like.
All right, hey,
yeah,
we're
I think that they
hopping back into another red zone opportunity here. This is Yulee now. A quarterback keeper trying to get outside. Cutting it back inside, and they're going to say, oh, there's a flag.
What the heck was that? Oh, it must celebration.
So touchdown is good. And that was like number 7, right? Number 7, Preston Matricardi into the end zone for the Hornets. Wonder how a celebration penalty would be big here simply because of the fact that they were down 8. Touchdown gets them within 2. If you're going to go for 2, that thing could push it back and severely limit your chances of we're still in the 3rd quarter, though. We'll see what they do.
By the way, do you see that shot as you're pulling out of there and getting to the scoreboard up there in West Nassau? You could see all the cars in the parking lot. There's a big crowd there, which is pretty cool. Oh, yeah. But, there it is right there.
That's
you see
a great
that?
shot. Big one in Callahan tonight.
Yeah, that's,
by the way, go ahead, Coach.
That's what we would call a selfish penalty.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they got plenty of time. Thank God it's not the 4th quarter, with 2 minutes left or something.
Well, yeah, and I don't – right now they're lined up like inside the 5 still, and it looks like they're going to take an extra point even though they're down 8, at least what they're lined up to do, which is a little bit interesting.
Let's see what the penalty does here. So touchdown.
Okay, now they're going to go back.
Yeah, they
try the long field goal or they try the long 2-point conversion?
You got to go with the extra – you go extra point here, Coach?
Yeah, a high percentage get you to 1-point game.
Yeah, I mean, because there's so much time. I mean, getting the extra point, I mean, to be honest with you, the odds of getting either might be
well, that's what I'm saying.
Long.
Like 35-yard-ish, extra point is no easy matter in the high school game for sure.
But if you give me none or 1, I'll take the 1.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably the better odds. So, all right,
we'll see what kind of kicker
love.
they have.
Yeah, why not?
A little kicker love, we think. We only give them love if it's good.
Oh, boy.
Hey, it's a good kick.
It's up.
How about that?
And it's
yeah,
good.
baby.
Forget the penalty.
Yeah, baby.
How
How about that?
All right, so.
I forget his number. Now I'm not even saying his name.
Yeah, we're going wide.
Nice job, Kick.
West Nassau still holds the lead. That's 22-21 late in the 3rd quarter.
By the way, Matt Riccardi, I did not realize he was playing quarterback. He's a big-time baseball prospect at Yulee, too. His dad's coach at Yulee. And I think he's a Florida State commit, if I'm not mistaken. So it looked like he got in on the touchdown run there. Now it's a 1-point game at Yulee West Nassau. It was 22-0, by the way. So big deal. We've obviously got homecoming at UC.
Yep.
So all the homecoming folks out there be able to watch this one back.
Keeping the balloon float arch business in business.
Hey, beautiful
homecoming
night.
Season.
Beautiful night for homecoming. It does surprise me that it's already homecoming season, but I guess we are in somewhat late.
Creekside's was last night.
Was it really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What are we in, middle September?
Shout out to Harrison Garrido, homecoming king.
Was he?
And then he scored a touchdown 10 minutes later.
He scored 4.
Yeah, well, that was one of the 4 touchdowns. The only one I was there for is the one I'm referring to. He scored 3 in the first half.
He's had a big week, man.
Yeah.
I mean, homecoming king, 4 touchdowns, had the big win over Bartram. I think he had 279. He was at Jaguars All Access and at the stadium with the NFL Latino Youth Awards.
Right. Good week.
That's a heck of a week for that young man.
Busy week. Almost as busy as us. As you're taking a look at our 4-box, we've got St. Augustine hosting Nease. Lachlan Hewlett brings it down, incomplete pass. UC at halftime, they're leading that game 21-0. Crescent City in control against Hilliard, thanks to the Charlton Sportsnet for providing that look. And then bottom left, West Nassau holding on to a 1-point lead over their rivals from Yulee. Casey, if we have it available, I think now might be a good time. Let's take a look. Here's Ed White and Parker from a little bit earlier tonight.
Back flipping.
Backflip there. This is your brand new turf field. This is the first game. They played their first 3 on the road. And this is the first play of the entire game. And it's Kevon Lyman with the kickoff return. Now,
nice move.
Very nice move. He's able to take it for a big run
you
back.
Gonna tell me a yeah, but
he gets taken down at the 20.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me a flag.
Well, no flag.
Okay.
That was good. However, later in the drive, we have an interception. This is Julian Holt for the Ed White Commanders getting the pick and setting up Ed White. They would drive right down the field and then give it back to number 21. Holt takes it in for the first points of the game. That's a touchdown for the visitors from the west side.
Steal a piece of turf. It's the first points on that turf.
Yeah, a little bit. Early second quarter. Here is Parker's Tony Kennedy, the quarterback, celebrates, and then he gets flagged for his celebrations.
He gets flagged. No fun. You're not allowed to do that, sir.
They would miss that extra point, by the way. So it was 7-6. Ed White. He's saying that's my fault.
He's looking up behind him. The official saw that. He was looking into our camera.
I don't know, but that's 7-6 when I left for Ed White.
Oh, nice little flip right there by Kennedy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Ed White, coach, one of your stops, continues to impress. You talk about under the radar. I think that's a team that just quietly is good and gets better and plays sound football and can beat you in a couple ways. You know what's interesting about them since, I don't know, maybe the last 10 years, seems like they always have a defensive back or a defensive player that's pretty darn good. Obviously, the Patterson family comes to mind.
That's
but
a long string of Pattersons.
Yeah, there is. But, I mean, that young man right there looks like he's a good-looking athlete too, Holt. And made a nice pick on that ball, made a nice move on that ball. They always have corners and defenders there at Ed White, even when you were there. I know they could always run the ball.
Yeah, they've known defensively. You know, they've really played well defensively, and they've worked more running than pass a little bit of this year. They got a young quarterback. Future's going to be bright. Not very many seniors on that team right now.
Well, we go back to Nease and St. Augustine, and Nease got the football back. I mean, their defense is really doing a good job, at least in this second half. Now, St. Aug did score 21 points. And I wanted to ask you a little something. We've seen only a few snaps from St. Augustine here since we came on the air, Coach, and I don't know if you've caught it too, but a couple of bad snaps. I don't know if they've had a change at center, but it's been tough for Hewlett to handle some of those snaps in the few that we've seen.
Probably because the ball is dry.
Not used to it.
So nice, by the way, the last
But one
two
thing
nights.
St. Augustine's doing is they really are putting pressure on the quarterback here. They're blitzing like almost every down.
Yeah, they are not. Again, they are really making a difference on that front. They are winning the light. Oh, we got a fumble. Looked like Spencer had it ripped out, and actually get a few more yards out of the play. And what was that, 13? And ended up coming away with it. I think it was. Let's see. Nease number 13 is Tyler Gazanfari. Tyler Gazanfari. And Maddox Spencer had the initial catch. You got to get it to 14, right, Coach? I mean, he's really their guy, but it looks like St. Aug's been doing a pretty decent job on him.
Yeah, he's so good in space, and he catches a little bubble screens. You saw him catch the back shoulder fade a little bit ago. Just a really good football player.
All right, looks like we're checking the spot here. Just eyeballing it. It might look like it's a first down, just based on where that marker is. If
I don't
I'm
even
looking
think it's close.
Just measure
correctly.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't look like. It looks like a no-brainer.
Yeah, here comes the chain gang. We'll go ahead and take.
All right, everybody, get out of the way.
Yeah.
What if this is my crew down there, St. August, where I did my game, Coach? Spring game.
That's right.
I don't think it's my crew.
Yeah, it looks like, let's see if they're going to stretch it out here. And they're going to say first down. All
Hey,
right,
guys,
so
I
after
knew
all
that right from the rip. Come on, let's go.
That's why. By the way, we did get a text from Marcel saying that this crew is known to stretch out some games. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Okay, stretch it out too much.
We're here till midnight. No matter what.
Got a final Atlantic Coast 28-14 over Jackson.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
28-14, Atlantic Coast gets the win. That's why we don't always trust that score stream stuff. I think it was like 7-7 when we saw it, but
It might have been 7-7 at one point.
well, it probably was at one point.
Very early when somebody got tired and said, all right, I'm done entering these scores in here.
Here we go. Here's KJ Perry, right?
Yeah. I always like it when I'll like look back at it like an hour and a half later and see the scores, the one that I entered in when I was at the game, and I'm just like, oh, nobody else is doing it tonight but me who was there. So we'll see how those update. I see Bishop Snyder with an 18-10 win over Wolfson. That one's gone final. We'll have highlights from that game coming up tonight on the Blitz. So we're keeping an eye on some of these other games. Here's Perry again, and he is met.
Nope.
That's James once again.
Yeah, three's been playing well, hasn't he?
Braylon James has been
all over the place.
All over it.
I gotta say, he's probably related. He kind of looks like
He's got the body. He's got the body build. Yeah, very
Brandon.
similar to Brandon. That's for sure. So this is going to set up a 3rd and long now for Nease as an update for you. It's 21-7. St. Augustine with the lead. We're in the 3rd quarter. It was 21-0 at the half. Nease able to score first on a pick 6 in the second half to get back within 2 scores. And there's more pressure. Gets away from it and now running.
Wow, nice play.
Cut back.
Good play by Harry. I mean, that's a good play because he's running for his life back there.
We got a hanky on the field.
I didn't even know if anybody was there where that came in, but I tell you,
on the other side too.
I might have offsetting here. Who knows?
Yeah.
Should be a legal motion.
Legal motion for you just think it's 1 penalty or 2? Come on, 1 or 2? Offsides and a legal motion.
The wideout came over, turned forward, and was going to the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped.
I was already heading up. Good call.
That doesn't mean they're going to call that, but.
Well, they do have 2. You got a good chance. They got 2 flags. All right. Hey, keep an eye on Yulee and West Nassau as well. It's a 22-21 game. Yulee's really taken over this football game in the second half. It was 22-0, and now 21 consecutive points.
But West Nassau driving.
Yeah, West Nassau is driving a bit.
To the 31 of Yulee. They got a first down there. This is 4th quarter action now, so we've entered the 4th. West Nassau will be going left to right, Yulee right to left. They're in the yellow, Yulee, as you'd expect. And West Nassau with a 1-point lead here, so they're trying to stretch that back out and maybe go find a touchdown. Gunnar Cox's team up there at Callahan. Another one of those really good atmospheres, by the way, to go watch a game. Not just games against the in-county rivals, but just a fun place for a game, for sure.
All right, so it's a first down here. We're watching a couple of these, keeping an eye on a couple of these games that are getting pretty close as we head into the 4th quarter. And Nease St. Augustine, our game of the week. We go back to that one, and that's 21-7. And Nease just been struggling to get anything going on offense. Their only score is a pick 6, and that happened 21 seconds into the 3rd quarter. They were down 21-0. Their defense has been fantastic in the second half. Their offense just can't really do much against St. Aug. Well, there's Maddox Spencer, and that's a big first down play to get over the middle to their top receiver and keep this drive going. And they've had the ball now a couple of times in this 3rd quarter right down there and just haven't been able to punch it in, but they need to soon enough. All the momentum they have, they've got to be able to finish off one of these drives and make it a 4th quarter game.
Yeah, they should probably double him on 3rd and long.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
So
here we go. 34-yard line, looks like.
Yep. 1st and 10.
Boy, Nease has had the ball like the whole quarter.
I feel like they have. Go back to the ground game.
Yeah, that's a good call there. Mm-hmm. Picks up about 6 yards or so. And that is KJ Perry, their lead back for Nease. Again, a little bit surprised here. I don't know about surprise, but I guess you applaud the effort right now of St. Augustine's defense because Nease has been a high-scoring machine so far this year. They've really been clicking on all cylinders, and we know St. Augustine's really good. But this is maybe the ultimate test. It's not like Nease hasn't been tested either. They've been tested, Creekside and Ponte Vedra and Fletcher. But this obviously the biggest test with St. Aug, one of the best teams in the area. That might be enough for a first down, so they're starting to go to the ground game a little bit. We've got to be inching closer to the fourth quarter here at Brumley Stadium in St. Augustine. We welcome you in Friday Night Zone Blitz. Brent Martineau along with Stuart Weber and our Hall of Fame head coach, Kevin Sullivan, keeping an eye on a few games here tonight and some of the other scores across the bottom line. We have the Friday Night Blitz and a bunch of other highlights, even some of the games that we're not showing you live. Whoa, there goes my ref.
Oh,
he's okay, I think.
Yep. We'll hop back up. Here
Yeah, he got back up. That's okay. As we take you over to West Nassau once again, and you see a full parking lot, full stands as well. They're lined up around the fence for this rivalry game between Yulee and West Nassau, and it looks like the Warriors are getting closer and closer to extending a 22 to 21
the Hornets
lead.
might have the ball now.
Oh, did they get it back?
Yeah, looks like they got it back.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Hey, running back, I thought he was going to drop back in safety mode. Nope, he's just going to get it. That's Gibbs again.
Bouncing off some tackles. Nice pick up there on first down for Yulee.
That was a fumble by West Nassau.
By West Nassau, okay.
Yeah. So a couple of big turnovers by West Nassau. Yulee's been able to come away with it. And they were going in to score both times, once in the third, and I think we're moved to the fourth, obviously, as we've switched ends. So Yulee with an opportunity here now to put together a drive, coach, and come back in what would be very exciting fashion for them. Oh, there's a fumble there.
Back on top of it.
I wonder if the grounds there are still pretty soggy, because it seems like it's a lot of balls being put on the ground since we've watched this game.
I don't know who that was. Trying to get his number, and now I lost him. But someone from West Nassau just blew that play up.
Wouldn't be surprised, by the way, Coach. Last night over at Ponte Vedra, the still very saturated. That field was still very wet. I was worried about the shoes. We made it out okay, though.
Well, a lot of it, too, is did they play during that, during any of those weeks at home? Because then it takes longer to recover for a lot of the fields.
Score update, by the way, Baker County got another touchdown, so back to a 2-touchdown lead over Baldwin. That game 31-17 in the fourth quarter as we get a timeout there for Yulee. And Casey, if we don't have anything going on in the St. Augustine game, let's go ahead and jump into some highlights from Fletcher and Sandalwood. Here we are at the Woodshed as you got the Senators taking that trip across the ditch. Early on, it's Elijah Copes for the home team Saints with an interception, and he's headed back. Nice little return there for Sandalwood. We mentioned earlier in the year, coming into this thing, Sandalwood had not scored a point. Well, that is until this play right here. And, well, not this play right here. That's a tackle for a loss by Parker Lyle. Excuse me. By this play right here, as you see Baylor Hayes finding Copes. Copes had the interception. And here, you thought he was tackled. He bounces off of that, cuts back into the middle, breaks another couple tackles, and there he goes in. I lose him for a second. Into the end zone, he goes for the score. So Copes with a pick and a touchdown, their first score of the season. And then
grown man,
Jamiri Jennings, as you know him, grown man. The grown man. Pants were falling down. Jamiri, they can't see me. I'm scoring touchdowns.
He's got to be a character, man.
I'm sure he is. As that touchdown gets them on the board, they led this thing big, 47-7, I think, at one point. I don't know what the final score was, but Senators able to go across the ditch and go get a win at Sandalwood tonight.
Coach, I just noticed that number 37 there, playing hard, playing excited. That's a good thing for Sandalwood, right? I mean, you've been through, I don't know how many lean years you've been through, but it's a lean year right now at Sandalwood. They've lost now 15 in a row. You do like to see the kids playing hard and excited. As you answer that in just a moment. You see Nate Harry trying to get in the end zone for Nease as they've got the ball now inside the 5-yard line, knocking on the door. They need to finish this drive down 21-7. Second down and goal, it looks like, from just inside the 5. Coach, you like to see that from the Sandalwood kids. Look like they're still in it and having fun playing football on Friday night, even though losing isn't fun.
Yeah, the losing's not fun, but it's the little battles in the game that they're trying to go. They've scored some points. Defense played a little bit better. I know they had a lot of kids leave and transfer out and everything, so they're probably playing a lot of young kids, and they're probably out there just fighting and keep going, and that's all you can ask them to do is every week, let's try to do this, this, and this, and get better.
Oh, there you see the scoreboard at St. Augustine. Talks about the state championships and the runners-up. Well, last year they were a state runner-up. They feel like they've got a fantastic team once again. We're going to the fourth quarter in our game of the week. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we will show you the fourth quarter. Nease St. Augustine. Nease knocking on the door, down 2 scores against the Yellow Jackets in another rivalry game in St. Johns County. Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served. 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network.
All right, we're going to interrupt Olivia because we got a chance at the goal line here with Nease, and we want to show you. Trick play to Maddox Spencer. They're going to throw it the Philly special. Did he catch it? Oh, he did not catch it. They got the Philly special going from Doug Peterson. But I tell you, that St. Augustine defense is chasing. Coach, I thought Maddox Spencer had a chance maybe to run it in. Coach might be, he might still think we're in break. Coach might be in a bathroom break right now. All right, so here we go, third down. I'm by my lonesome. It's okay. Stewart went to check on that. Everybody thought we were going to break. We said, we're coming back in after the Whataburger break. No way.
All right, I'm back.
Whataburger. It's a Whataburger Wednesday. We had National Cheeseburger Day this week. We appreciate Whataburger. Coach, third down now. We skipped the commercial. And we got, there's the throw to Maddox Spencer. They tried the Philly special, Coach, on second down, and then they get it on third down to Spencer. Huge play in the game. Nate Harry to Maddox Spencer, their star receiver. He's their guy. Look, doesn't Spencer look exhausted? He's been running around. They're following him around. And now they cut it to 21-13. Huge play for the St. Augustine Yellow Jackets, and there you see it. Coach, how about this? They scored 21 seconds into the third quarter on a pick six, down 21-0, and now they score 13 seconds into the fourth quarter to make it a one-score game. Now they got to do a little more work.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, those guys on St. Augustine defensively, they've been on the field pretty much the whole quarter.
They really have. I mean, I said this a little bit earlier. I was like, I feel like I've seen 4 plays or 5 plays from St. Augustine that entire third quarter. Their Nease's defense was terrific. And obviously, they had the ball. They were moving the ball. They finally got into the end zone after getting down there a couple of times in that third quarter, and we've got a one-score game. Now, meanwhile, here, it's third down, and it looks like short. It's 22-21 West Nassau. Yulee has the football. Yulee in their yellow pants and their white shirt, and every time we go to Yulee, West Nassau, somebody wants to call a timeout and talk about it. They can't have many left. But hey, it's an important thing. It's 3:27 to go, and there you see. I mean, this is, again, I say this all the time. This is why we do it now. That West Nassau High School 22-0 lead, now 22-21. We get to show you the finish. In the old days, Coach, we would have to be like, okay, crew, come back now so we can make it to the Friday Night Blitz and get your highlights back since you're an hour away, and we can't even see the finish. Now we get to show you the finish. We get to show it live. We'll have highlights of it later today on the Friday Night Blitz. This is why we love this stuff, and we appreciate everybody finding it out and checking it out as Nease gets ready to kick off to St. Augustine. And they've got a lot of momentum, scoring 14 unanswered here early in the fourth. And speaking of momentum, well, this will do it. That's a big run if he holds on to the pill. And the ball does come loose. Are they going to say down?
He's down.
Oh, Coach, that ball might have been coming loose.
That ball
that was Trenton Jones. And the officials all over it. But I'm telling you, we're going to go back and watch that one at some point in the office. And it felt like he was fighting for the football as he was going down for a couple of yards there. You just wonder. I don't know for sure if it was coming loose. It kind of makes you think, was it starting to come loose? If they had replay, which we're glad they don't in high school, we don't want to see that. That could have been a disaster for St. Augustine. Instead, they get the ball at midfield. Meanwhile, it's 1st and 10, under 3.5 to go. Yulee, West Nassau, and Yulee's got the football down a point. We just saw their field goal kicker kick that one from 35 yards, Coach, because they got the penalty, so they've got a decent leg there. They could rely on that, but obviously you want to get it closer if you can.
Yeah, definitely. We saw them kick the extra points, which was a 35-yarder. So they're you
can't
that hurt.
do that, fellas. And now it's fourth down. Ay.
Oh, man. I don't think they'll be in field goal range now.
I mean, it was like 4th and 1.
So were they on the 40?
This is when I turn into like the Coach Sully. I'm like, I would lose my mind. Like,
oh yeah. What are we doing? That's what you want to say.
St. Aug now looks like they got a first down on one of their early plays. Oh, good play on defense by Nease there. Nease all over the place on defense in this half. That's Joe Miracle, the third, senior linebacker, and he's able to get the big tackle for a loss. Casey, we got that Yulee on 4th down, and actually now it's going to be 4th down.
Hey, team, that's my fault. I did not mean to transition there, but I did. They didn't get it.
Oh, they didn't get it?
Sorry,
4th
team.
down?
That was on me.
No, you're okay. You're okay. We actually got 4th down coming up, it looks like, in St. Aug, too.
Him.
So West Nassau stops them, and now St. Aug is going to punt. Coach, you a little surprised by this, 4th and 4?
Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't have gone for it right there, just because you got to do something with your guys. They haven't done anything since we've watched this whole second half offensively.
I'll tell you,
those defensive guys are tired.
Yeah, they got to be tired. You're right. I mean, maybe just to keep them off the field. Now, they do pin them somewhat deep. They cover it pretty well. And Maddox Spencer returns. Maddox Spencer, poor kid, man. Hey, Maddox, here's the deal. There's a place in Durban, not too far from Nease High School. You can go to iCryo, a little free shout out, and maybe you get a little cold tub and cryotherapy and everything else. He looks like he's going to need it on Saturday morning. Kid is worn out. You can kind of tell, can't you, Coach?
Yeah, he's a workhorse, though.
We'll see if he's got some juice left here, and he's just caught the touchdown, the first offensive touchdown of the game for Nease, and it made it 21-14. We've got a lot of time to go in the 4th. That Nease defense, I'll tell you what, Colin Drass has to be proud of that Nease defense, and I'm sure Brian Braddock's proud of his defense so far in this one. It's been that kind of game, and he might have got there early. Will we get a call? They didn't call it. They're going to call good play. I mean, it was close. It was a good play.
Bang, bang.
I think in the NFL, that's probably interference, but Bo Medlock, he got there on time. That's just a freshman. Just a freshman. See the size of that kid?
Yeah, that was a really good play breaking on the ball. Like I said, bang, bang, let him play.
Yeah, no problem with that. We see too many flags in high school anyway. All right, so 15-yard line, 2nd down, 10. This is our game of the week, by the way, and there's a little, like I said, there's some early movement by Nease, so they'll get backed up once again. Hey, you can see some bottom line scores. You got Bishop Snyder beat Wolfson. Nice win for those guys, 18-10. We'll have highlights of it. IMG gone final, beats Mandarin 49-6. Tough back-to-back weeks, Coach, for Mandarin, right? I mean, you're playing without your star quarterback, your Florida State commit. You lose to Bradford in a game that we showed you right here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz live all the way to the finish with fireworks and everything. It was a fun game, a fantastic football game to watch between two good programs. And then you got to go out to IMG and you take a little bit of a licking. But don't sleep on Mandarin
Jamie
yet.
French
They'll be fine, right?
Either.
What's
No
that?
Jamie French.
So French did not play in that game?
No, he's out a couple weeks.
Okay, so you get that Mandarin report. I like that.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
I try to do part of my job.
Yeah, you do it well. UC, by the way, looks like they just scored over Impact Christian. We got an extra point up on the top right, and they'll go up what appears to be 28-0 now in the third quarter at home as we show you that one. That won our fan vote, Impact Christian and University Christian. So we let you guys decide, and each and every Friday night we'll put that out or into the weekend. You have until Wednesday to vote if you want to be one of these live games that we show on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Looks like a 3rd down and a bit of a bundle, about a dozen probably for Nease up in the top left, down a touchdown as we show Nate Harry and company. They got to get the ball out of their hands quick. Nice job by St. Augustine's defense. He got it to Spencer, but they had him corralled pretty well as they bracket number 14, and they will force Nease to punt, which, if you get a good punt off, that's okay because Nease's defense is playing excellent and have to be playing with a lot of confidence, Coach.
Yeah, I wonder if they're doing something differently with St. Augustine in the second half that they're not used to because they've been really conservative, haven't thrown the ball much, really been running it. Really surprised that they haven't been a little bit more aggressive offensively, St. Augustine.
Down there on the bottom left, we got a report that first down moments ago for West Nassau, that could do it because the fourth down was not converted after that huge penalty, personal foul penalty. And then West Nassau able to get a first down. The clock is ticking, and we already saw a bunch of timeouts, so there's not a lot of timeouts to be used in this game except for West Nassau. Seriously, Casey's even laughing at this one, Coach. We've been to this game 4 times, and 4 different times they've called timeouts. 2 by Yulee, 2 by West Nassau. But there you can see $1:12 to go. Looks like West Nassau is going to get the win.
I thought we were done with them too.
Yeah, nice win for those guys. It looks like as long as they can keep things clean in the final minute and 12 seconds. We'll lose that game shortly. 33-13, Crescent City Hilliard is the score, and obviously, it's a blowout on the top right with University Christian, but we'll hang on that game anyway. The big one that we're watching now is that top left. We've got a lot of the fourth quarter to go, and St. Augustine just got the ball back on the 45-yard line. So it was almost like a couple minutes ticked off the clock and just a neutral possession from where St. Augustine punted it, and they got the ball back pretty much in the same spot, Coach.
Yeah, and again, they need to try to get a couple first downs, at least run the clock a little bit here.
8:29 to go in the fourth quarter to Marcel Robinson. And we got the handoff. I mean, that might be the biggest gain I've seen St. Augustine make so far in the second half. It's been quiet.
Yeah, like I said, I think they're trying to run clock here and rest their defensive guys a little bit.
Yeah, Trendell Anderson, by the way, is the back. He's a junior running back, and he's number 10 there with Lachlan Hewlett. Ball at the 41-yard line. Under 8 minutes to go in this football game. Lead by 7. 21-14 is the score in favor of St. Augustine. And look at him go. Boy, it looked like they had a blitzer, and they could have got to him, but he picked the quarterback instead of the running back, and the running back instead goes for a bundle. That's Trendell Anderson down inside the 5-yard line. That could be a big one. That by far is the biggest play of the second half. And there we get some celebration. The West Nassau Yulee rivalry, a big win for the guys that have opted out of the FHSAA, Coach. And you can tell it's a big deal in West Nassau when you beat the folks from Yulee.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the thing about that hurt that was that penalty there where they had to kick the extra point instead of going for 2 in the tie.
Well, and then we get a big score in the St. Augustine game, and, well, there he goes again. That is Trendell Anderson, the junior running back. That was his drive. He ran for 4, and then he ran down to the 4, and then he ran it in from the 4. And now it's going to be a 2-score lead in favor of St. Augustine High School. And finally they get something going on offense, and Nease will have to come back with a big answer. We've still got time in this game, but time is starting to dwindle on the Nease Panthers. They had to punt that last possession, and that was an opportunity to tie the game back up, or tie the game, after trailing in this one 21-0, and now we see a big momentum shift. Defense does this job for St. Augustine, and Trendell Anderson does his job for the Yellow Jackets as well. 7.5 to play, 28-14. The St. Augustine Yellow Jackets over the Nease Panthers. There you see the scene down there in St. Augustine. It's the game that we continue to follow. It's the game of the week here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. You'll see some of the highlights and more of them on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Hey, Coach, I want to tell you about a score. Bowles 35, Oakleaf 31 now. How about that?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I know.
How much time we know that one?
Well, that said third quarter. I don't know if I believe it's the third quarter, although with that scoring in the game at Bowles start at 7:30, maybe. By the way, Beachside beats Bishop Kenny 41-8.
Wow.
Heck of a win for those guys.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, heck of a win for those guys. Fernandina Beach looks like they're going to get a win, 16-0. Baker County, we've heard that went to 31-17, although the scoreboard says 24-17. Bartram Trail looking like they're going to get a big win. Bowles, as I just mentioned, Ed White beating Terry Parker on that new turf field. They're at Terry Parker High School. And here's your kickoff from St. Augustine to Nease, and they've got to score in a hurry now because they're down by 2 scores.
Yeah, we're probably about, 9 minutes left in this game, maybe?
Less than that, actually, 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, 7.5 left in that one. Let's see if I got some other scores I can pass along. Hey, Casey, you have Menendez Ponte Vedra? Well, we don't have to go there yet. Let's stay on this. Impact Christian and University Christian. UC, by the way, in that dark blue, and they're up pretty handily. I think it's 28-0 at home in the third quarter. And you see the gang tackle there at the 36-yard line as Impact Christian and UC. This was our fan vote win, and we are showing some of it live here tonight on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Brent Martineau, Stuart Weber doing some work for the Friday Night Blitz. At 10:30, you'll see on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, our usual show. You won't see it on TV until probably close to midnight because we have college football on TV. So if you want to watch the Friday Night Blitz, this is the place to do it. If you want high school action, this is the place to do it. 8 o'clock until midnight. We have bands that will play at 11 o'clock for 15 minutes in between our 2 Friday Night Blitz sessions. So stay with us all night long here if you like high school football in Northeast Florida. That was a tipped pass and still a catch from Maddox Spencer. Spencer's had himself a heck of a career. He's had some games, Coach, where he's caught it like 14, 16, 18 times, I think, in his career, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he like I said, he's a really good receiver. He gets open. He can run a little bit. Tough kid. I like him a lot. Third down here.
Yeah, and they got a 3rd and short, which is probably 4-down territory, down 2 scores as they hand it off, and that's Perry, and he gets the first and then some out to almost midfield. Listen, they can somewhat take their time, but they don't want to take too much time. That clock becomes a little bit of a factor, as I'm guessing we're about near 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. 6:20, so they've only used a minute so far. Not bad. And I think they used 1 timeout. Yeah, so each team has 2 timeouts if the scoreboard is correct, and I think it is, as we've watched most of this second half right here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. We might have a little bit of an injury timeout here, unless maybe St. Augustine took one. Look at that crowd there at St. Augustine High School. Some good football. Nease travels well just down the road, down US 1, and we got ourselves a really good rivalry game. All right, Casey, what do you say? Let's go Menendez and Ponte Vedra from last night. Ponte Vedra got the win, and Creekside got a win on Thursday night as well. And Sharks offense, Drew Price to Jack Berquist. Good-looking pass play. Nice catch there by Berquist, and he picks up a big gain for Ponte Vedra. Home team cashes it in. Brian Case takes the handoff, ends up in the end zone, and that's 6 points just like that for the Ponte Vedra Sharks. Later in the first, Falcons defense trying to answer. Liam Malloy, he gets the ball carrier for a tackle for a loss. A good play on that other side of the line of scrimmage. And then on the very next play, it's Price for Ponte Vedra to Cam Teetsy. And, nice little move, and back to the sideline. Good enough to get to pay dirt. Ponte Vedra rolls to a 40-0 win as they continue to play good football there under Coach Price and for the Sharks. Again, Creekside also a winner on Thursday night as well. As you take a look at UC and Impact Christian on your right, Nease and St. Augustine on your left. It's first down, and what a play. Oh, what a play. Just got the edge there and got the feet of Nate Harry. That is number 26 for St. Augustine. And that young man is Marquel Elmore, defensive back, who was playing right around the line of scrimmage there, and he won his one-on-one, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a good job. He sort of dipped and got up underneath that big tackle. And again, they're bringing some speed rushers off the edge, which is a little different than what they've done earlier.
It looked like Harry had some time, too, if he doesn't get it. If he doesn't win that, he's got some time to maybe throw it deep to Spencer or someone else. Now it's second down and just trying to get some yardage back because they'll use all 4 downs here, down 2 touchdowns, under 6 minutes to play in this football game. And Nease with the football. They trailed 21-0 in the game. When we came on, right out of the half, when we showed you this and started to pick up the Nease St. Augustine game, our game of the week for the Friday Night Blitz, Jaguars Prep Whataburger game of the week as well. It was a pick six, 21 seconds in. Nease got that. Then no scoring, even though they dominated the third quarter. And then early in the fourth, they score on the first play in the fourth quarter, make it 21-14. That's where we stood until moments ago when St. Augustine scored a touchdown to push the lead to 28-14. So big 3rd and 11 coming up for Nease, and they kind of need it to keep up the pace and have a chance if they're going to tie this or win this late on the road there in St. Johns County. Meanwhile, we got UC up big and a 3rd down for them in Impact Christian territory. Looks like they're going to complete it. Well, that was a long throw.
Yeah, that was a long out right there. Got a final at Trinity, 21-14 over Columbia.
Oh, it was almost
end zone pick with 2 seconds left to secure the win.
Wow, how about that? That was another one, Coach, that was a 21-0 lead, and Columbia comes back, and then Trinity has to hold down the door at the end, but they're able to do it. Nice win for Verlin Dormity's bunch, huh?
Yeah, that's a good win for them. They're in a rebuilding mold, and those kids are still playing a lot of tradition, a lot of pride at Trinity, and they're going to fight and have a chance every game.
For UC, that was Jano Alford, by the way, on that last 3rd down conversion that set up a 1st down. We got a little penalty here, but UC in control in this game so far here tonight. And this is the game as our game of the week we'll come back to down in St. Johns County as Nease is over the ball and ready to begin. 3rd down in about a dozen. And look out for number 14 here, Nate Harry's favorite guy. But they need a big play. And they'll have 2 downs to do it, down 28-14 with under 6 minutes left. I'm going to go with the draw, and hey, they're going to pick some up.
Oh, boy. Fumbled it.
He fumbled and got it back.
Oh, man.
Hey, I can laugh. Meanwhile, Colin Dress' heart is like in his shoes right now. But that was a pretty wild play there. I mean, he just lost the football, Coach. I mean, he had it the whole time. Nobody even hit him.
Yeah, those are the things you're like, what are you doing? Take care of the ball high and tight.
Well, it might have helped him get a few more yards. And now play to Spencer. Oh, wow. I thought he was going to dip under that tackle and go. He got a couple extra yards and a good play. And here they go. Nease is in business now. Still got plenty of time in this game, or, well, a good amount of time. I wouldn't say plenty if I was a Nease Panther fan, but inside the 30-yard line. They got to score in the next, I would say, 90 seconds or so to feel pretty good about their chances of stopping, which they've done a good job of in this second half, and then maybe getting the ball back with one more chance to win it or tie it.
Yeah, they're just giving them a big old cushion up top, man.
There's Harry again now.
They're going to make him they're going to make him dink and dunk and break tackles and stuff. They're not going to let him just run down and throw it over the top of them.
There you see, 4.5 and ticking away. 2 timeouts still for Nease. They're going to probably keep those in their back pocket. They should. But a couple yards on 1st down. Again, I mean, first of all, you got to score. It doesn't even matter what time it is at this rate. You got to score to make this a ball game here down the finish. Oof, they're missing some blocks now. And that's a free runner sack right there for St. Augustine. And that puts them in a predicament here. 3rd down once again for Nease. What is that, number 41? Where did my roster go? There it is. That's Kion Wilcox, linebacker, senior linebacker for St. Augustine with the big play there. So it's 3rd and, about 13 or 14, looks like, for Nease.
Yeah, they got a little double coverage up top.
I don't know if I tell you what, they sniffed it out pretty good, didn't they? St. Augustine had that covered well to Perry. A little screen pass just to try to pick up some and make it manageable. Now it's going to be 4th down. Give a lot of credit there to number 51, Damian Spivey for St. Augustine. He had that covered pretty well, the sophomore, even if the ball was caught, and he had a buddy there to help him out. UC, meanwhile, is they really needed a lot of help as they have a big lead over Impact Christian. It looks like they're knocking on the door again to put this game away if it isn't already. Well, speaking of, this is probably the final big play of this game if St. Augustine makes a play. It's 4th and a good 13, I would say. Down 2 scores for Nease. They got to block them. They do. And they get, how about that? They convert. What a big-time play. Nate Harry to Tyler Gazinfari once again, the senior wide receiver. They come up with a big play, and they've still got a chance.
Yeah, that was a really nice job finding the hole in the defensive zone. and just sort of sitting down, catching it, leaning forward. That was 4th and 13 or so. That's a pretty good play. Looks like they're doubling Spencer Maddox now up top.
Yeah, probably a smart move, and then a smart move for Harry to go to 13, who's also a good-looking wide receiver and open on the play. Pretty open, by the way, for a 4th and 13, and they keep the game alive, at least for the moment. Oh, boy. Wow, it snuck in there. I don't know how it's going to
I thought that was picked.
I thought the same thing. That's Vernon Stevens there. And there you go. Nate, Harry, and company able to get him down the field and a big score and a big response and hold the phone. We've still got a good football game. 3:13 to go, 2 timeouts, 28-20 extra point looms for Nease. And this is what it's all about. This is what this show's all about, really. Friday Night Zone Blitz approaching the 10 o'clock hour, and we're hanging with you here late in this game at St. Augustine. Nease undefeated. St. Augustine undefeated. St. John's County rivals that go way back, and a big crowd down there at St. Augustine, 28-21. And that sets the table for a heck of a finish, all up to the Nease defense right now, Coach. They've got 2 timeouts to play with, which would leave them most likely, if they can get a stop, a good amount of time. I wouldn't say plenty of time in high school, but a good amount of time, like 2.5 minutes worth, if they're able to get the ball back.
Yeah, definitely. Those 2 timeouts is critical. And now St. August, they got to stop them here again. Maybe they can get 1 first down, but if they get 2, I think this game's over.
At a score with 5:15 to go, Baker County went up 45-24 moments ago. So score update there. Casey passes along that Crescent City beats Hilliard 33-13. So Coach Rip will be feeling good down there at Crescent City tonight after that long ride home from Hilliard. So they get the win. You're seeing some of the other scores like Bishop Snyder is a winner tonight. Trinity Christian coach passed along. There was an interception in the end zone with 2 seconds to play that preserved a 21-14 win. And here in this game, Nease just scored to make it 28-21. They trailed 21-0 in the game at one point. And now an onside kick.
Onside?
And a chance. Did Spencer get it? He got it. He ripped it away from him. Wow, what a play by Maddox Spencer. And now St. Augustine has to get their defense back out on the field. That was an excellent, excellent onside kick right there for a high schooler.
Yeah, it went right through their hands of number 3 on St. Augustine. Went right through his hand. I thought he had it, bounced right into Spencer. Spencer does it all.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he drove the bus today.
He might have. I hope somebody else drives him home because he looks exhausted, but obviously not exhausted enough to make a few plays. You know, that took that extra hop, and then you're right. I'm not sure James ever really could corral it before Spencer was in the area and able to kind of wrestle it away while the ball was still being high-pointed. So here we go. The ball at the 40-yard line. At the end of this one, Nease trying to score twice in the last couple of minutes to tie the game up, and who knows, maybe they'll go for 2. Nate Harry's running for his life because there's number 41 again for St. Augustine as he is winning right now late in this game. Kion Wilcox, he's the senior. That's 2 sacks in about the last 4 or 5 plays for Nease on offense.
Yeah, just ran the loop, ran the hump, dipped the shoulder, beat the tackle, made the tackle for the sack. But again, it was 4th and 13 last time they got it, so got to back them up more.
Yeah, they've been like 3rd and 13, 4th and 14. They've been able to deliver on a couple of big plays here in this second half, but they've got to block. And now a little throw to 80, and they get out of bounds with that, but it's only picked up a few yards. I mean, heck, maybe even just no gain back to the line of scrimmage. Wasn't much there. They're going to have 3rd and about 18 to go.
Yeah, you would have just as soon maybe just let that one go out of bounds and stop the clock.
Well, I think they did anyway, right?
Okay.
I mean, he would have stopped it, I think, going out. I don't know that. But in time right now, really the sticks is the big factor. They've got the ball with 2 timeouts still to go.
Big 3rd down. You got to get half of it here.
Would you hold your timeouts? Nope, I guess not. He's going to use one. He wasn't probably sure. He's figuring, hey, we got to get at least half, so we got a chance on 4th down. So he must have got out of bounds and stopped the clock. Yeah, he definitely did because they let it run down. I don't know. I just kind of feel like, I mean, just watching it. Now, this is your chance, right? This is probably what you're thinking is your chance more than if you had to give the ball back in 20 seconds, you still have 2:27 to go and 2 timeouts. Now you're really putting all your eggs in this basket, 3rd and 18. You got 2 plays to get 18 yards and keep the game alive.
Yeah, basically that's probably the game, even though they do have now they'll have the 1 timeout left. So if they get close, they can burn it if they don't get out of bounds. But 18 yards, they take a shot, throw the back shoulder fade. But they've had success finding the holes in the zone behind the linebackers. Hey, we've had some good ones, Brent, the last couple of weeks here down the end.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we kind of get all geeked up about this. This is why we do this. This is why we've been doing it for a few years, but we've really expanded it this year. We were showing a bunch of games earlier. A lot of these games have now ended a little earlier tonight. Some of these games are ending. Some still going on, and there are some good ones. We don't have our cameras everywhere, but we're able to keep an eye on games like this, which we thought would be a good one, and it is a good one. Our game of the week, Nate Harry now on 3rd and 18. What a catch. What a catch by Perry. And now they're going to call a flag, which might give an automatic first down, but that was a terrific catch to set him up for at least a 4th and manageable on a 3rd and 19 as it was. KJ
Perry,
that's
going to be interference.
It's either a hold or interference. Either way, new set of downs. Let's see what they come up. Yeah. Thumbs up from Colin Drafts. He'll take the new set of downs, whatever it is. I'm interested to see if this is a hold or interference. And, Coach, just remind everybody the interference rules. Okay, it is a hold, but the interference rules are different than college and, different than the NFL, really. It's a 15-yard penalty, not a spot foul.
Right.
So on this play, because it was converted,
holding?
they called holding, but they can just add it to the end of the play? No, why are you doing this? It's not an automatic first down. That's right. Okay, so
take the yardage and then gain the down back.
They replay the down even though you get the yardage?
It would be 3rd and 9 if he declined it.
It would be 4th and 9.
Oh, yeah, it would have been 4th down.
I'm not sure how it's 3rd down. Well, it doesn't matter. Maddox Spencer got it. I don't know how it's 3rd down there. If they got the 5 yards, remind me, is holding 5 or 10 yards?
The holding would have been 10 yards on the defense.
Okay. Well, now I know what happens. I'm getting confused myself on the 5-yarders that you see in the upper levels. But because it was 3rd and 19, so they took the 10-yard penalty, made it 3rd and 9 instead of making it 4th and 8 from the spot. Okay.
Right.
Figured it out. Thanks for being here tonight, Coach. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And then, by the way, they hit Maddox Spencer on 3rd and 9 while we're trying to figure it out, or at least I'm trying to figure it out. And they got a first down inside the 30-yard line, down a touchdown, and going for it all. Not going to get it. Oh, they're going to call.
Oh, they're going to flag him.
Well, I will say this. You could call face guarding on that one, and they will call that in high school,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That's really the one thing that they definitely will call. If you don't turn your head, even if you fake turn your head, they're not going to call it.
Yeah, and he didn't. So in that regard, I think it was the correct call.
Yeah, and it's still 15-yard penalty. It's not the ball on the 2 in the end zone in high school.
Yeah, that's how I get my. How about Oakleaf has come back to take the lead against Bowles, by the way, 37-35, if that score is correct. And we got a barn burner at Bowles with the Oakleaf Knights as well. Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, I told you that was going to be a good one today.
Yeah, you did. You said it earlier today on the Brenton Austin show. Weber didn't believe you.
That's not true. Don't.
Weber's tired of showing Bowles, Coach.
Don't frame it like that. I'm trying to give some equal representation to our different teams in the area.
Coach, we don't care about equal representation. We want good games.
No, we got good games. I don't know what to tell you.
We were having this fight in the office earlier today. It wasn't really a fight. Weber does a good job, but sometimes he's wrong.
Yeah, it's true. I can't predict the outcomes of the games before they happen.
Hey,
well,
all right.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm covering.
I think we lost Coach a little bit.
He's not going to tell us one thing.
I'm covering Spencer Maddox on this drive.
There he is.
Yeah. I mean, what would you do? Seriously, how do you take him away?
I think you got to bracket him and play somebody up short with him and have a guy over the top. They did it last series, but this series they don't seem to be doing it.
So here we go. It's what is that? Is that a second down? Second down to few from about the 5-yard line here. There you see the situation. I mean, there's only been like 52 seconds off the clock since they recovered the onside kick, and there's a touchdown. There it goes once again. And boy, number 13's been big for the Nease Panthers. That's Tyler Gazanfari, and also will have a chance to kick the tying extra point if they choose to do that, which I think they're going to do. Coach, you kick or you go for 2?
Yeah. No, he's going to kick this. They've come way back behind. Still a minute 55 left, minute 49. So, yeah, you got to kick this.
Coach, this is an unbelievable comeback by Nease. Now here's the extra point. It's up and good. And, hey, Gazanfari, what a heck of a day. Just got 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of action, kicked 2 extra points, and we've got a tie football game. Once again, just to tell you, this is our game of the week. This is the Friday Night Zone Blitz if you're just jumping in. We show live action. We've been at West Nassau, Yulee. We've shown some other games like University Christian, Impact Christian, showing Hilliard, Crescent City, and other games that we've been to as well. We do it each and every Friday night, 8 p.m. until midnight. And in our game of the week, this one's been wild. 21-0. St. Augustine had the lead at halftime. Pick 6 right out of the gates for Nease made it 21-7. Nobody scores again in the third, and then the first play of the fourth, Nease scored, and it's 21-14. But then, with about 6 minutes to go in the game, St. Augustine comes back. They extend it to a 2-touchdown lead with a running touchdown, 28-14. Well, what's transpired since has been an amazing comeback from Nease. They're able to march downfield. They convert on a 4th and 13. Then they get in the end zone to make it a 1-score game, 28-21. They recover an onside kick, and they go down 50-some-odd seconds later and just score a tying touchdown with the extra point. And here we are with under 2 minutes to go in the game, and it's 28-all at St. Augustine High School. That is your game recap. Brought to you by Whataburger.
Not on Wednesday.
Well
done. And now we got to kick into the end zone.
Well, you talked about the young man that caught the 2 touchdowns, number 13 in the kicker. He also caught the big 4th and 14 play, too.
He did. He has, I mean, Maddox Spencer's been huge, right? Nate Harry's doing a heck of a job under duress, being able to stay in this football game and keep his eyes downfield and get it to his guys. But Gazanfari has been spectacular in the last 3 minutes. As good as Spencer has been at getting all the attention, Gazanfari's the guy that's been open. And give credit to Harry, Coach, for not forcing it to his guy, Maddox Spencer, and getting to the open guy.
Yeah, most definitely. Two really good drives offensively for Nease. Get them in this game, and now if they can play defense, heck, maybe the way they're scoring, they might be able to get it back and score again.
Yeah. And now we see if the offense can come together. They've been pretty silent.
Oh,
fumbled by so.
Wow.
Oh,
they got it.
Goodness, Nease has it. Does Nease have the football?
Yes,
they
Nease
think
has
they
it.
do. They're going to give it to St. Aug.
Oh, no way.
That was Trenton Jones and Jacob
down.
Curry battling for it. And, Coach, oh, look at 15. Be careful now. I don't think you're wrong, but be careful. I don't know if that was a signal for a defense or if he was booing the officials. But, oh, man. Coach, I think you and I saw that one the same. And now look at the pressure by Nease.
Oh,
Fumble by Hewlett. This one, they can't recover it because Curry, once again, was right there on the ball, but he couldn't see it. Hey, do you burn a timeout if you're calling drafts here, Coach?
Yes, if you've got one, you've got to burn it now.
I think he's got one left, and it's 3rd and 1,000,000. Well, and there's a flag down. So maybe that stops it anyway.
Well, the play before fumbled on that reverse. If they got that clean, I think he had a big run there. I think they had him fooled on that one.
Oh, real? Before he dropped it? Because he just dropped it.
Yeah, I think if he handed him clean and he got the edge, he might have been running.
This is unbelievable. I mean, this dominance of the second half by Nease has been, I mean, if I told you they were down 21-0 and everything that we've just watched transpire, particularly the Nease defense dominating the way they have, wouldn't you be stunned?
Yeah, it's almost like St. Augustine's imploding a little bit too. I mean, really, they've had 2 plays in this half that we've seen really positive gains, and that was on the last drive. Sometimes you get in these rivalry games, you get up by a bunch, and then you sort of relax. And then they just chip away, and Nease has come back and really has played well.
I kind of feel like if you're a St. Augustine fan, you're like, holy cow, there's still like a minute and something left in this game. Can we get to overtime? Like this second half is taking forever for them. This final couple of minutes has taken forever. The amount of things that have transpired since there was like 3:13 to go on the clock is amazing. 4th down conversion, touchdown, onside kick, touchdown, fumble, almost a recovery, sack, and here we are at 3rd and 1,000,000 for St. Augustine. I'm going to put it in Hewlett's hands and give him a shot to throw. He completes it. Let's see if Nease can tackle, and they do. They defend it pretty well. And obviously Trenton Jones, they're the wide receiver with 1:15 and going. Okay, so Nease doesn't have any timeouts.
Right, just let it run. Take the timeout with about a second left, and then punt it. Run it down, though.
Okay, so as we go through this, what are you starting to think if you're Colin Draft? You're like, okay, if we get the ball around the 45 or midfield, oh, boy. There's a lot of oh boys going on if you're a St. Augustine fan right now. Well, now you
have it at the other 45.
Going.
I mean, now you got to go, right? I mean,
yeah.
Did they snap that kind of early, by the way, Coach? Like, it felt like they had more time to kill.
I told you I would have waited and called timeout with 1 second left, and then get everybody together, make sure we get it blocked, get the punt off, and then play defense and get to overtime. We got a time there.
I think Marcel will show us here in a second. He must be listening to you, Coach. Just say, hey, Marcel, can you show us the clock? Sure, Coach. 45 seconds to go. No timeouts. Ball on the 45. The kicker looks like he's got a good leg. The kicker, by the way, is the receiver. The kicker and the wide receiver named Tyler Gazanfari, if I'm hopefully pronouncing it right, is having himself a heck of a 5 minutes. I mean, it's been unbelievable what number 13 has done. So here comes Nate Harry in the offense now with 45 to play. 41 has been a monster. Is that a flag?
I don't think they flagged him on that one. That was high. It was a high tackle for sure.
I mean, you can't take that sack. You got to get rid of it.
You got to keep rolling to the right. They're moving the pocket for a reason.
I mean, I tell you what, Kion Wilcox has 3 sacks, Stuart. I know you've been in and out. He has 3 sacks in the last 3 possessions. And he still keeps coming back and answering. Well, now you're just letting it go.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a big mistake. I mean, they had a golden opportunity. If they just make anything positive, you could at least try a desperation field goal. Instead, it was like an 18-yard loss. Oh, no, a 12-yard loss. Back to their 44. And this is probably smart, just so you don't do anything crazy. But a little bit of missed opportunity now for Nease. It is amazing how much Nease had a chance to do in the final 3:13. The clock just would not move, and then the last 25 seconds roll out, and we're going to overtime. I think Marcel Robinson might have to move locations, so we might have to give him a little bit of a break here. And while we do that, Casey, maybe we don't have to do it right away, but we have a chance to check out some Creekside highlights from last night. We'll also check out our Committed to the Uncommitted as we get ready. And a beautiful night last night. And Creekside, Stuart, you were here for this one. They end up getting things rolling just in time because they were 0-3 to start this year.
Yeah, they led this one 31-14 at the half. You saw a nice pass there from Sean Aschenfelder, would lead to a field goal. You get a touchdown from the visitors from Winter Park, and then Harrison Garrido into the end zone. That was about 15 minutes after named homecoming king. So a good one there. It's on the other side of the yeah, there you go.
Oh, you got it over here.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were
right.
saving printing paper.
It did it for
nice
me.
Work.
It did it for me. I didn't want that to happen. By the way, that right there,
Aiden Pouncey
from Winter Park. He's got Gator offer. He just got a Notre Dame offer last week. So really good player, a junior. He had I want to say a big time interception on defense. He's a cornerback. That's his main position. Also touchdowns on offense. So he was really their do everything guy. And there's your final points, by the way, 45-28. As Creekside did a really good job, by the way. They played smart in that second half of just salting it away with a long drive that ate up the clock, and then they ended it with the field goal. They got a reliable kicker, and he was there, Evan Marchand, I believe, and he kicked 3 field goals, I think, in the game. So they did exactly what they had to do to get that win over Winter Park.
Sully, big win. Winter Park was undefeated, and now 0-3 to 2-3. Huge win over Bartram Trail, and now this win for Creekside and Sean McIntyre feeling a little bit better about themselves with Sandalwood in a district game coming in next week.
Yeah, they always get better as the year goes on, and they just started off with some really good competition and stuff, and starting to find their way offensively a little bit, and they'll make a run through the end. Heck, they could run all of them off and finish 7-3.
It was that touchdown.
Got a First Coast win tonight, 24-7 over Clay.
Oh, nice win for First Coast as they get back on the winning track. And we take a look at what we're doing here is a Friday night Zone Blitz. Just to give you an idea, we're here until midnight. So we actually got going a little bit later tonight. But since then, we audibled pretty well, and now things are working well. Casey doing a fantastic job. Appreciate Nick and company back here in the station and everybody out there on the road doing their thing as we continue to show you live action. We are going to get back to that.
I'm going to go run and go check on everybody. So
yeah, you do that. We're going to get back to our overtime game in St. Augustine between Nease and St. Aug. Are we back there, Casey? You can jump on and tell us.
I think we should do committed instead.
It's committed? Okay, let's do committed. Coach DeAndre Caldwell, by the way, are committed to the uncommitted. And this is our segment, of course, that we have our scholarship program. We give away a $2,500 scholarship at the end of the year. We like to highlight a senior that is under-recruited, and we want to get more attention to. And this is a young man who wore number 82 last year, wears number 12 this year. He's been all over the place for the Bartram Trail Bears early in this season as well. Coach, why do you like him? Coach freeze up on me?
Well, we had the game 2 weeks ago, and he had like 8 catches for 200 yards, a couple touchdowns. He can run. He's a big, long range, good-looking wide out. Catches the ball well with his hands, good body control, and really impressed me when we did a game 2 weeks ago against Ware County, and then what he did last week was good also. So, like I said, runs good route, catches the ball in his hands, and a big body wide out. Yeah,
you like all those traits, and it seems like he can do a good amount with the ball in his hands. Like he can play physical. And look at that, nice. He's wide open calling for the ball there. And from the look from last year even to this year, it feels like a frame that can be filled out as he continues to play at the next level, which, of course, a lot of these folks are looking for at that next level.
Yeah, and I was sort of surprised when I looked at his social medias that he really doesn't have a lot of people on top of him as far as what he's done with his numbers. He's running away from people, catches the ball in traffic. Just really impressed.
Well, and they complement this with obviously a pretty good quarterback play, and they've got running back, got weapons all over the place. But he's one that gives Bartram Trail a chance in just about any game. We saw tonight they scored 42 points. Not exactly sure how DeAndre Caldwell did, but you got to figure he was pretty good in that one as well. He's going to give them a chance to outpoint just about anybody all season long as a main weapon for the Bears.
Yeah, and the thing about him is they move him around. They put him in the slot. They put him out to single by himself, and he just keeps making plays.
That's DeAndre Caldwell, by the way. He is this week's Committed to the Uncommitted, presented by Nimnik Buick GMC. 200 yards receiving against Ware County. Show that tape to every college, and I'm sure you're able to see it on Huddle or right here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz as we continue to highlight under-recruited high school seniors, and we want to get those guys a chance to play. Meanwhile, we go back to Nease and St. Augustine, our game of the week, Coach. We're in overtime, and boy, I thought we had a scrum for the football, but it looks like it turned out okay, and Nease still has the ball. They've got the first possession of this overtime. Coach, just tell us how overtime works. It's not the first time we've seen one, but maybe for some of our folks jumping in on the show.
All right, so they flip the coin, and you get 4 plays from the 10. And one team gets to play defense first, and then the other one goes on offense. If it's still tied, then they flip back. No, you don't have to go for 2, none of that stuff. We could keep playing. But I think this overtime helped St. Augustine than Nease.
A little option play out to Perry, and St. Aug sniffs it out and able to get some forward yards. But, Coach, I'm not sure if I like running against these guys right now. I mean, put it in Nate Harry's hands, right? I mean, get it to Spencer. Get it to 13. I mean, those are the guys that have been doing the damage.
Yeah, and that's why I said I think the overtime plays in the St. Augustine's hand because it shortens the field for the St. Augustine defense. And Nease has not done a great job of running the ball tonight at all.
Well, that defensive front, despite the comeback here in Nease, has been dominant for St. Augustine. All right, so it's a third down. It looks like, where are we at? Just outside the 6-yard line? I think so.
I know who I'm covering.
Well, there he is. There's Spencer, dives for the pylon, and he gets it. They couldn't cover him, Coach. He tried, but they couldn't get it. They couldn't put two on him.
Man.
What a player. What a player.
It just boggles my mind. Like, that's their go-to guy. It's 3rd and 9, 3rd and goal from the 9. He just gets the ball and scores.
Yeah, did I say that wrong? Were they just outside the 10-yard line on that? Was that a little long and 3rd and long? And here comes the extra point. So they go for the extra point. And then they're going to rely on their defense, and their defense has been dominant here in the second half. Nease, first lead of the game, by the way. Now lead 34-28 in overtime. Here's the extra point. It's up, and who knows if it's good. Those guys will tell us, and they do. So it's 35-28, and it's been compelling stuff here as Nease has come back from 21-0 down. They came back from 28-14 down in the final few minutes to force overtime, and now they've got St. Augustine on the ropes in the extra session, 35-28, and 4 downs away from walking out of St. Augustine High School with a heck of a win if they can get it. Brent Martineau here, Stuart Weber, the entire Action Sports Jax team, Coach Kevin Sullivan. I don't know if we lost him there, Casey, or not, but maybe he can still hear us. I just can't see him. You still there, Sully? He went to bed. How did he go to bed now? Missed maybe the best part of the game.
We back?
There you go. You're back. I thought you went to bed, Coach.
All right, so they'll get their 4 plays here. Now, if they score, they're going to kick the extra point, or they're going for 2.
I think they're going to kick. I don't know their kicker, but I think they're going to kick and extend the game. What would you do?
Well, it doesn't seem like they can stop them now. So if you've got a 2-point play that you're at home.
There's the run, and there's Anderson down to like the 6-yard line. It looked like he had a little chance to get in there. He scored the touchdown in the fourth quarter. It's the only points of the second half for St. Augustine, and they now have a 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Again, you get 4 plays. Coach, I guess I just wonder, like, coming into the game, coming into the third quarter, if I'm saying Brian Braddock, I'm like, okay, we're the better team, so I wouldn't kick. I mean, I wouldn't go for the 2, but now you're kind of wondering, am I the better team at this stage? Because it's been a dominant second half by Nease.
Yeah, and they've had really the momentum the whole second half.
Well, here's Anderson again.
If he
slips that tackle, if he's got to hold on to that football now. Football was kind of leaning out there. Just got to be careful somebody doesn't poke it away. It's now 3rd down and goal from the 3. What are you doing? You running again?
Official timeout.
I think we got an injury. Yeah, we got a young man that looked like he hurt a foot or something. So they'll take an eye on him, and we'll keep it right here as Marcel's doing a great job getting away from the injury. We don't like showing the kids if they're down with an injury.
Right.
And so now what are you thinking? You're Brandon James, you're Brian Braddock. You're down 35-28. You got 3rd and goal from the 3. I mean, I like this Anderson stuff, right? It's working.
Yeah, it's working inside, and one of the D linemen just went down that's been playing all game, so now they're bringing in another body, whether it's the same type of caliber, we're not sure. So a lot of times you should have these 2-point plays, what I call, where you're on the 3-yard line now. So if you've got something that you're comfortable with, I'd go ahead and roll the dice and let's go with it. A lot of good coaches will bring 2 or 3 2-point plays in the game or plays they got to have. But they've run the ball a little bit better in the second half and haven't really thrown it as well that we've seen.
Oh, gosh, I haven't thrown it at all. I mean, I don't know if they have – I think I saw one completion in the second half. I mean, they got nothing cooking. Who's calling you, Coach? You got a good score update or what? Crickets.
Somebody at the game telling me about the game.
Tell them to watch us. Come on, man.
I am.
We're showing them. We'll tell him about the game or them about the game. What do we got score-wise? You get anything on Oakleaf yet? 43-43. Dang it,
Yeah,
Weber.
that's what I got.
Dang it, Weber. Give him a hard time about that one, Coach. He'll take it personal. He's listening probably right now as he's working.
He's trying to spread the love. That's what he does. That's why we like him.
I was like, wait, we're not going to Oakleaf Bowls? We're not going to – and in fairness, we've been to bowls like every week, right?
Right.
We've had Oakleaf a couple of times too. And saying, okay, 3rd and 3 now, down a touchdown. They do give to Anderson. He walks in the end zone, right? Yep. He got in there? I think he got in there.
No, yeah,
There he
standing
is.
up.
Yeah. And now, okay, I go extra point. But I don't know the kicker. But I'm going to assume we got a good kicker down there in St. Augustine. I go extra point.
I think they're going for 2.
Well, that was pretty easy, though, wasn't it?
Nope.
Ah, he's going to go. He's going to pull. Oh, no. What are we doing? I think
They're going.
They're going. They're going to go for the win. That wasn't a 2-point play, right?
No.
No, I'm
Just
saying
inside handoff.
that was just an inside
All
handoff,
time
yeah.
out.
But do you do that again?
You could run the same play.
It looks like they're beating them at the up front. So here we go. In overtime, down a point for the win for St. Augustine. I think we're going to get a timeout from Nease,
Yeah,
which is a
that's
smart play. And it's good for us. Thanks, Coach Drass. We get to talk about it a little bit more. I don't like when these plays go by too quick. We want to set the table. 35-34, a barn burner. This is actually what we expected. It just didn't transpire the way we expected. 35-34, Nease in the lead in overtime, first overtime. St. Augustine has said, you know what, we're going for the win here. We're going for 2 points. And Brian Braddock's done this in the past, right? I mean, he likes to go for that 2 in that overtime. I feel like he did that last year or maybe it was the year prior in a big game, if I remember. So they got to go with their 2-point play, or do they just continue to pound the rock? Because it looks like when they do run the football, they've got an advantage over Nease right now.
Yeah, I think either they have a play that they've worked on that they know we would always go in and, like I said, we'd have 2 or 3 2-point plays or short yardage plays if we got to have something. But I look for them maybe to fake the handoff and get some rollouts to get a little run pass with the quarterback.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you do. I don't know if I want to risk any kind of completion play or rollout. You cut off half the field. We'll see. Hey, this is what Friday nights are all about right here. They'll remember this one down in St. Johns County for a while. Win or lose if you're St. Augustine, and win or lose if you're Nease. Comes down to this, 35-34 in overtime. St. Augustine with a 2-point conversion to win the football game. It's like they're ready to snap it, but the ref's talking to somebody, so they can't be ready to snap it. Look at the crowd around the fence, and just a great crowd here at St. Augustine High School to watch what has become a classic. And we're showing it to you live. We've been with you the entire second half here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Oakleaf and Bowls now 50-50 is the score.
It must be in overtime.
Yeah, it feels like it, right? Oh, here we go. For the win, St. Augustine down by 1 in OT. 2-point conversion to get the W. They're going to pass it with Hewlett. He's going to run it. And he's not going to get it.
Short.
They deny him at the goal line, and Nease's defense comes away with the win, and it's celebration time for the Panthers as they are fired up and backflipping. Good athleticism by Vernon Stevens, who also caught a big score in this game earlier. Wow. What an effort. What a win. I don't know if I love the play, Coach, and it's easy to say because they lost. But if you're going to run the play, I just feel like you were dominating at the line of scrimmage. I thought Anderson, it just felt like he was getting in there with ease, didn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if it was the right play call. Like, we don't know what they're thinking on that. But I'm with you. Either run it or get out where you're booting. You bring Jenkins in motion and back out. So I thought they were going to roll to the right and get it to him in the front pylon. Run the rub route and everything. So I was a little surprised.
That is an unbelievable win for Nease. I mean, if you haven't been watching with us, you just watched. I mean, it's got to be one of the best wins Colin Draft's had at Nease, no doubt. I mean, as good as St. Aug is, and they'll learn a lot from this, and they're going to be around to the finish, no doubt. But what St. Aug was able to, what Nease did in the second half was just flat out remarkable. In a game, like I didn't see the first half, but they were down 21-0. And Coach, we'll just recap real quick for people jumping in. It was a pick six in the third, made it 21-7. It was a touchdown in the first play, 21-14. And then about 6 minutes to go, St. Aug is able to finally score. They weren't doing anything on offense in the second half. They make it 28-14. And in the final 3 minutes and 13 seconds, Nease is able to score a touchdown. They converted the 4th and 13 to keep a drive alive, then score. Make it 28-21. They recover an onside kick. They go down and score again. They force overtime. And in OT, they score first, kick the extra point. St. Augustine scores, go for 2, and they get denied at the doorstep. And as much as we talk about Colin Draft and his offense and what he's been able to do, Coach, and I know you like his offense and what he does, this was a defensive win for Nease, including the final play.
Yeah, you think about it, only giving up 7 points in the second half. They really dominated on defense in the second half. Hey, that Bowls game's still in regulation time, by the way.
Is it really 50-50 in regulation?
Yeah, when they scored to make it 50-50, they said there were 5 minutes left in the fourth.
Unbelievable. How about these games, man? That game, by the way, at St. Aug started at 7.
Stewart.
Well, the St. Aug games, hey, by the way, he did pick game of the week, so we got to give him that. St. Aug and Nease. And 7 o'clock game, it just ended at 10:24. And I'm just fascinated at this because the Bowls game, 7:30, you said it's still in regulation. We're approaching 3 hours in that one. Of course, 50-50 will do that. You got a lot of kickoffs. We've had some
kickoffs.
Other interesting games around, like West Nassau, we showed you live, beat Yulee 22-21. They led 22-0. Yulee almost came all the way back, but they preserved the win. West Nassau does at home in that rivalry game. They were fired up for the win. Trinity Christian able to hold off Columbia 21-14 with a late interception in the end zone as we were told, right, Sully? Big play there in the end zone by Trinity. And there was another big one I thought I was keeping my eye on. Maybe it was just the one I was watching.
But we do. Beachside one was.
Beachside. Boy, Beach.
Really
it wasn't really a good game. They rolled them. Beachside rolls Bishop Kenny tonight, and a little surprising on our end to see that score. But then we're looking at 50-50 now with Oakleaf and Bowls, and hopefully we'll be able to show you or let you know how things finish up in that game on the Friday Night Blitz coming up, which is just moments away, which means I think we got to say goodbye soon and take a timeout. What did we do? Take one of those the whole time? That's how good of a night that was. We took one 1-minute break the entire time. Coach, I think it's time to pay some bills so we can pay you someday down the road.
All right. Well, good night. It was a good one. All
right. We'll see you from Colorado next week, I think.
You got it.
Say hi to Dion.
Nope.
All right, man. Good work.
Righty.
Have a good one. That is Coach Kevin Sullivan, our Hall of Fame coach. Does a fantastic job. Might want to get him off screen. We will take a timeout. When we come back, we got the Friday Night Blitz, which, by the way, on TV is not airing until later after college football tonight. I think we got the Illinois-Nebraska game, but it airs live right here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network and social media and everywhere else. Been a lot of fun tonight. Don't forget to hang with us for the Blitz for the next half hour, and then we'll have bands playing from 11 to 11:15. 11:15, we come back for a 20-minute edition of the Blitz, and then we'll wrap this night up. And I think one thing I'm going to try to do is maybe get Colin Drafts on later for our Blitz overtime session. That'll take you until midnight. We'll see if we're able to do that. I got a feeling that guy won't be going to sleep anytime soon after a big win for Nease in our game of the week. We'll take a timeout on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Stay with us. The Blitz is right around the corner. Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served. 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it. Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years, and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Yeah! Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action Sports Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Nobody but Nimnicht. Our family has purchased 6 vehicles from Nimnicht Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Who gives you top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnicht. Save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%. You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation.
Just like you like it.
The simple things are the most important things. The simple things are the best things. The people that are best at the simple things are usually the best people to be around in life. The teams that are best at the simple things are the best teams to be a part of and the most successful teams.
Well, another good message there from Brian Braddock, former Friday Night Blitz Coach of the Year, along with Jaguars Prep and Whataburger. Went to the Super Bowl because of that honor, and he's got one of the best teams in the area. St. Augustine and Nease playing in our Game of the Week tonight, and oh, what a game it was. It just finished moments ago, and it was a dandy. Brent Martin along with Stuart Weber. We don't get to take a breath now. We just keep rolling.
Okay, I won't take a breath then. And it was one of those games, by the way, that's just bananas, right? One team controls one half, other team controls the other half, and it goes down to the end and the wire. What am I talking about? We've got highlights. Should we take a look?
We'll show them.
Yeah, let's take a look, shall we?
The Game of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
All right, so as mentioned, the battle of the unbeatens in St. Johns County. Nease making that short trip down to St. Augustine. Panthers would go 3 and out on their first possession. Yellow Jackets take advantage. They strike first. Trendell Anderson punching it in from short distance, 7-0. Panthers threatening inside the Yellow Jacket territory, but Darrell Jenkins Jr. neutralizing it with a pick. St. Augustine takes over on offense as we start the second quarter. St. Aug turns that turnover into a touchdown as they drive right down the field. Anderson plowing his way in for his second touchdown run of the night. 14-0 with 9:31 to go in the first half. Nease looking for a spark. 4th down for the Panthers. They dial up the fake. There he goes. Braden Felder on the near side picks it up, but the Jackets get the ball back, and they make a move before halftime. Lachlan Hewlett, little touch pass to the end zone. Samarian Wingo comes down with it for the score. Home team, St. Augustine, goes up 21-0. That's your score at the half. Brent, it was a completely different second half.
All right, so almost a botched snap, and Lachlan Hewlett just trying to throw it away. Well, he throws it right to a Nease Panther, and he's got an avenue to the end zone. And that would be a touchdown. So pick six, we're talking 21 seconds like into the third quarter. Big play. They dominate the third. And now we go to the fourth quarter. Nate Harry with a touchdown pass. They had converted a bunch of big plays to get to that point, 21-14. A little bit later on, now we go to overtime, and that's the score to Maddox Spencer on a third down play in overtime. It was tied up 28-28. So now it's 35-34. Lachlan Hewlett for 2-point conversion and the win. Nope, instead it's Nease getting the win. Their defense dominant in the second half, and they were able to run away in St. Augustine with a victory and a couple of backflips as well. What a victory for the Nease High School Panthers. Down 21-0. They scored twice in the final 3 minutes and 13 seconds, and they get a defensive stop to win the game at the doorstep. And a 2-point conversion, no good for St. Augustine. Colin Drafts and this Nease team known for its offense, but last week they shut out Fletcher, and they get a pick six and a denial on a 2-point conversion and a real dominant second half from their defense. So if they can get this kind of defense to go along with the offensive prowess, look out. Nease remains undefeated in our game of the week. And Weber, you picked the dandy in this one.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. I think it's gone every other one, right? Bradford, Baker County, close game. Bullis Trinity, not so much. Bartow Trail, Ware County, close game. Episcopal Providence, not so much. Nease, St. Augustine. Okay, so maybe we'll break that trend. Let's break that trend next week, because we got Riverside and Rains in the graveyard. That's going to be a whole lot of fun next week. But I want to talk some more just about this game for the Nease Panthers. And,
unbelievable. And
really what this does for the Nease Panthers. And really, it's a big-time showcase of the great ball we've got down in St. Johns County right now. It is so competitive between these teams. I mean, you talk about just who's beating who on any given night. You've got 4 or 5 teams that could beat anybody in that group.
And number 13 there that scored one of those touchdowns, Gazan Fari. I mean, he was the extra point kicker, clutch extra points. He scored twice in the final few minutes of the game. He had a big 4th and 13. I mean, these are the kind of things that Nease overcame. And St. Augustine's defense was terrific as well. Nease wasn't doing anything on offense, but that defense of Nease was able to really slam the door shut on St. Augustine, except for one touchdown in regulation in the second half, and then they get the big 2-point conversion stop. And, hey, Brian Braddock going for the win there. You don't blame him for that. And, I mean, we're talking inches right there at the goal line, that denial. So, huge, huge win. Just a fun game. And, by the way, if you're just jumping into our coverage, obviously Friday Night Blitz now, but on Friday nights, we go 8 until midnight, and we just showed like every play of that second half all the way until minutes before we walked out here. It was just great theater, and like you mentioned, some of the great high school football we have in the area.
And we'll catch up with Coach Drafts hopefully before this show is over. Marcel Robinson on the scene. He will be catching up with your victorious head coach. We'll bring that to you in just a little bit. All right, let's transition to another great rivalry between neighbors. Happy homecoming night over at Baker County. And let's go ahead and check it out, shall we? Let's go to the highlights. There's your homecoming night.
That's a big hug.
King giving his queen a hug there. Of course, this is a big-time game between rivals that are less than 10 miles apart along Highway 90. All right, let's go. Early third quarter, Indians in Wildcat territory. Baldwin, that's Gage Screws to Amari Parker, 13-yard touchdown, cuts the lead to 24-10. They're not done. They go for 2. They get it. Christian Green with the catch. Baldwin back with the ball, driving down the field, but it's intercepted. That is Seth Chestnut with the pick, but the Wildcats couldn't cash in. We go to the 4th. Indians punting, and how about this return? This is Chase Phillips at midfield. Little cutback. He scrambles, goes left, goes right, through an Indians tackle, then turning right. He's still on his feet. He's still moving. He's maybe too fast for himself. Oh, the sniper got him. Oh, he took him out. Yeah, he got those legs moving. Hey, 2 plays later, though, you know what? Give it up for the homecoming king. Kanias Williams able to easily take it in for the Baker County touchdown. Wildcats would seal the win, 45-24. Let's hear from Olivia Tasley with head coach Kevin Mays.
All right, Olivia Tasley here with the winning head coach Mays. How does it feel after such a great rivalry game again?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Baldwin has become a big rivalry for us, and those guys always come here and really play us hard. And really proud of the way our team played. I think offense played really well tonight, and I was glad to see that our defense got to be tested with the pass because Godby next week's going to do the same kind of stuff. So really happy with the way our team played.
You guys were up really the entire time of this game, but there was a little lull in there. Kind of got a little nervous, but hey, you guys powered through that third and fourth quarter. How proud of you of this offense?
Oh, really proud. I think Hudson Register played very well tonight. And you're right, that team right there, I felt they could score at any point. So I didn't feel comfortable until it hit all zero. So, but I'm really happy to win the way we won tonight. And, you know, we'll move on to next week.
You just got out of the locker room. What was the message to your players out there?
Oh, a win's a win. Let's enjoy it, have fun. We'll get back to work Monday.
And now you guys go 3-1. How does it feel? I know it's a week-by-week thing. You always want to go 1-0, but how does it feel to be 3-1 right now?
And, you know, after we started off the season, you know, our goal right now is to end up 9-1, and our goal is still alive. So that's where we're at, and happy to be there. And we're going to work hard to finish the season 9-1 and see what happens in the playoffs.
Perfect, Coach Olivia. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, Olivia Tasley here at Baker County High School. That'll do it for me, guys. Let's go back to you.
Always a good night in McClenny. Nice job, Liv. Yulee at West Nassau. And this is a big rivalry game. Second quarter, West Nassau in the red zone. Skylar Freeman, short reception. And that's going to be a walk-in touchdown. Warriors would be up 22-7 in this game. Later in the second, West Nassau defense causing all kinds of chaos for Yulee. Petros Nash and company with the sack. And we go to the third. The Hornets decide to get back into this one. Shamar Gibbs takes the handoff. And he's loose, and he's through everybody. To the house he goes. Extra point good. West Nassau still up 22-14. Yulee gets the ball back. They drive deep into Warriors territory, and Preston Matricardi, he says, I'll do it myself. Takes a snap, gets into the end zone, 22-21 as he reaches across the goal line. West Nassau up by 1 point late in the fourth. Yulee driving ball, third and long. And the Warriors defense is able to get to the quarterback for a big sack. That was actually fourth down and long. The Hornets are forced to turn it over on downs. West Nassau runs out the clock, and the Warriors get the win 22-21. And that's a big one there at West Nassau. Huge crowd, a win over the rivals, and they hang on for a 1 point win.
Hi, Coach. We saw you guys explode off the sideline as soon as you got that last first down. Just talk about how much this win means to your program.
This win means everything. Being from this county, I've been on the other side and won the county 3 times. So getting this, you know, it's been a while since we beat these guys. So my kids just really excited. They were very happy for this win.
And Coach, we saw Yulee kind of mount a comeback there in the second half. But you guys were able to find a way to finish it off. You talk about the resiliency from your group.
It's just the big thing is we just found a way. Sometimes it's not pretty. I know we had a great first half. You know, second half is not what I wanted. But we had a game play. We executed. At the end of the day, we made the plays that we need to make to win the game. So I'm really happy for my kids and my program.
Well, they won the vote, and they earn our Fan of the Week distinction. That's the University Christian against Impact Christian. And so they voted, and they were one of our games that we took a live peek at all night long on the Friday night Zone Blitz. And let's get to some of the action. Second quarter, University Christian up 15-0. Josh Brayton, handoff into the end zone. Another score. On to the third, UC's defense gets in the action, shuts down the Lions' run game. They did that most of the night. Still in the third, UC with the ball. Carson Bergeron, the huge touchdown grab, went up and got it, and then walked into the end zone as well. That's a big score. UC continued to dominate the second half, both sides of the ball. Javon Lee and Julius LaRosa decide to have a meeting at the QB. They get the sack. UC salts the game away with another rushing touchdown. This time it's Genoa Alford, and UC wins big. 35-0 is the final.
Yeah, we got a young team this year, and we played some really good opponents in the first 3 or 4 games, and we've just been grinding and keeping these guys going in practice. We played a pretty clean game. We hadn't had a clean game all year long yet, and then in all assets of the game, special teams, first kickoff took it to the house. Defense didn't give up any scores, and offense we were able to run and throw the ball tonight, and that's something we've been working on. They did a good job on it.
All right, so hey, next week we have a chance for you to vote and look at the games that we've got out there. Riverside Rains, Fletcher Oakleaf, Ponte Vedra Fleming Island, St. Augustine at Columbia, Glen Academy at Brunswick. We'll show those games, and then you get the chance to decide one more game that we'll show, and there are the options: Buchholz, Nease, St. Augustine, Columbia, Harvest Community, Cedar Creek, Paxton, Union County. And to vote, you got to go to Twitter or X, however you want to call it. Go to the Action Sports Jax handle and vote until Wednesday at 10:30 at night. Whoever wins the vote will be at your game.
All right, let's take a live look over at bowls. I know this isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but we're showing you kneel downs. Wow.
There weren't many of those in this game.
Holy cow, what a finish in this one. 57-50. The Bulls Bulldogs are earning a win over Oakleaf. You're looking at it live right now at the Bulls School as the Bulldogs, wow, just win an absolute slugfest with the Knights from Oakleaf. Big win, exciting win. What a finish for Bulls to get the win over Oakleaf.
I think it was Ethan Drum to Burrows for the game winner to make it 57-50 with about 2 minutes to go. And just before we got on here live with a live look, Bulls was able to thwart the last opportunity for Oakleaf. Yeah, this was a game where Bulls was in the lead early on, but this kept going back and forth, 35-35, 43-43, 50-50, and then 57-50 the final.
Yeah, you said it. Oakleaf was able to start on their own 20, had about a minute and a half to try and drive the field, got it to about midfield, and then turned it over on downs, and that's how it ends. So Bulls 57-50. What a finish for the Bulldogs.
Wow, slugfest there tonight. All right, let's take a look at some more. You were at Ed White and Parker in a new field with backflips.
Yeah, they're flipping for joy about the new field over there. Maybe it's a nice on the feet and the legs as you land on that artificial turf. You take a look at it there. How about the first ever play on that turf? And this is a big kickoff return for Terry Parker, as you see Kevin Lyman taking it all the way to the 20-yard line. What a return to start this game. However, Ed White would quickly turn things around. Julian Holt with an interception for the visitors, and the Commanders take over. They get it all the way down to inside the 5, and it's Holt again as he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown for Ed White. Parker, though, would drive. This is the first play of the second quarter. That's your quarterback, Tony Kennedy, into the end zone. Referee didn't like it, so he'd lose 15 yards and then miss the extra point, but makes it 7-6. Ed White at that time. Good defensive battle as the Commanders get the win, 21-6 final score for Ed White.
Well, how's that for a Friday night? We're not done, by the way. We finally got good weather. We've got good games, and we've had that ever since this 2024 high school season started, and we're not done yet. When we come back, the Fletcher Senators crossing the ditch to play Sandalwood tonight. We'll tell you how that one went and many more coming up on the Friday Night Blitz, just part of our 4-hour extravaganza on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
We are St. Augustine Yellow Jackets, and you're watching Friday Night Blitz. Yeah!
Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
We've had kids come up to us and say, we practice like this every day. Like that first spring, he's like, Coach, we got more done today than we would get done in a week last year. And it's always been that way. And through thick and thin, through hard and easy, through good and bad.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action Sports Jax YouTube page.
Nobody but Nimnicht. Our family has purchased 6 vehicles from Nimnicht Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Who gives you top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnicht. Save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%. You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnicht Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at NimnichtBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnicht is there for you, even on Sundays. So, who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer's simple. Nobody but Nimnicht. Your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
And your safety is on the line. Nothing beats accuracy. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish and the First Alert Weather Team. Your safest place to... This is Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz. Sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Oh, best seat in the house there at St. Augustine High School, right? Looking high atop the field, and oh, did they see a dandy tonight? One that went to overtime, and one that was won on defense by Nease on a 2-point conversion.
The Coach of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Yeah, let's go indeed. Coach Drafts with Nease High School. Big thanks, of course, to our partners at Jaguars Prep and Whataburger. Once again, awarding Coach of the Week honors and a nice check for the athletic program over at Nease High School. The players, they think that's going in their pockets, it looks like. They're excited. They're pumped
going
about
in their
it.
pockets. Oh,
No,
let's
go to the athletic department. You see Coach Drafts after a big win. Marcel Robinson caught up with Coach Drafts after the victory tonight.
Just like you drew it up, huh? Opposite of how we drew it up. You know, I never would have thought in a million years we'd be down 21-0 at halftime. But, you know, hats off to them. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Those guys do a phenomenal job coaching those boys up, and they're obviously talented. But, you know, I told our guys at halftime, you've got 2 choices, man. You know, you can either lay down and get run out of town and have to hop on the 2 yellow cheese wagons and be embarrassed going back to Nease, or you can put up a fight, and that's what we did. It showed it right there, the first play of the second half, right? Elijah Luckett takes an errant pass and a pick 6, and the whole thing blows open. So I just couldn't be more proud of the grit we have, the resilience, and we never had it in hand. I mean, we literally didn't lead in the game at all until we scored in overtime, and we found a way to win. I told our players before the game, this is why I came here, right, and this is why we do what we do week in and week out to play in games like this. And the second part of your question, it's been great the first 3 weeks blowing teams out. That's always fun. But if you're going to make a run in a district championship in the tough district that we're in and make a playoff run, you've got to put yourself in games like that and find out what you're truly made of. I think we found out what we made of tonight.
Yeah, they sure did find out what they were made of tonight. I mean, it was a remarkable one. Listen, again, I just keep showing because I want you to know you got to come watch it with us 8 to 10, 8 to 10:30 when these games are ending. We're showing it to you live, a lot of this action. And the finishes we've had the last couple of weeks, but really all season so far. Last week we had 3 of them come down the final few minutes. We had overtime, Ware County and Bartram a couple Thursdays ago. We got overtime with St. Augustine and Nease tonight, and we've got plenty of more on the docket ahead. So you got to check us out all night on Fridays. And Colin Drafts, man, what a heck of a job he's doing with Nease.
And you can go back and watch that, by the way, on our YouTube page, and it replays on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network throughout the weekend as
all
well.
Weekend.
So
about 5
all weekend,
times.
You can check it out. Brent, Trinity, and Columbia. Let's check out those highlights.
All right, first responders made the best seat in the house while watching Columbia take on Trinity Christian. Hey, we appreciate everything those guys do. They deserve that seat. First quarter, Hicks Sarah floats one up deep down the field to find Trey Williams inside the 20-yard line. Zara connects. Conquerors aren't able to get any points. Scoreless in the first half. That changes, though, to start the second. Conquerors inside the red zone. Terrell Dallas now in at QB finds David Wright for the first score of the game. Not the guy that used to play for the Mets. And how about this? Trinity went up 21-0. They beat Columbia 21-14, and word was it was an interception with 2 seconds to go in the end zone that sealed the deal.
All right, how about it? Let's go to the Battle of the Ditch. Fletcher coming to the mainland to meet Sandalwood early on. Elijah Copes for the Saints. Pick! It's an interception for number 5 and a nice run back as well for the Sandalwood Saints, who haven't had a great start to the season, but one heck of a way to start things off tonight against their biggest rivals. Fletcher, though, with an answer. Parker Lyle into the backfield. He gets the tackle for loss, leading that charge in a group of beach rats getting after it. But how about it? First touchdown of the year for the Sandalwood Saints. Baylor Hayes to Copes, and watch this play.
Nice catch.
Bounces off a couple tackles, keeps his feet, keeps moving. More arm tackles. He's still moving. Where'd he go? There he is. He's in the end zone. Touchdown.
How haven't they scored with a player
Copes.
like that?
How about it? How about a player like this scoring a touchdown?
Grown
Jamiri
man.
Jennings. They call him Grown Man. And that's why Senators go on to win and win big 47-19. All right, one more here. How about a shout out to the Crescent City Raiders taking on the Hilliard Flashes. Crescent City, by the way, the furthest south team that we covered, Southern Putnam County. Long drive for them. This was the end of a long drive right here. Eric Jenkins to Zay Robinson. He'll take it in for the touchdown. Then on the very next drive, how about another touchdown? This one going to go to Jamar Walker of the Raiders from Crescent City. 2 touchdowns for Crescent City. They go on to win this one 33-13.
Some big dudes. Bishop Snyder at Wilson. Super crowd to support the Wolfpack. Love seeing it on a beautiful night. Sam Towsey, big pickup to Lucas Gunn for the home team here as they're able to connect down the sideline, turn the corner a little bit, get tackled from behind. Then Elijah Richards. He's going to catch it. Just a little screen. And watch Elijah go because he's heading into the end zone. Beats everybody to the edge, stays in bounds, and he's got a touchdown for Wolfson. Defense gets involved too. Justin Delancey in the backfield for the Wolfpack. But it's Snyder that actually earned the win tonight, 18-10, despite all the Wilson highlights.
The Player of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Our player of the week, Mason Williams from Providence, goes 10 of 16 for 386 and 5 touchdowns. That's an average of 38.6 per reception.
That's good math by you.
That's really good.
Didn't need
big,
1,400
big
on the
win,
SAT for
and of
that.
course his dad right next to him, Big Mo Williams, your coach of the week. So a family affair. Hey, we got much more to come here on the Blitz, including our play of the week. That is coming up next.
We are the Nease Panthers, and you're watching the Friday Night Blitz.
Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it.
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home.
Nobody but Nimnicht. Our family has purchased 6 vehicles from Nimnicht Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Who gives you top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnicht. Save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnicht Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnichtBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnicht is there for you, even on Sundays. So, who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer's simple. Nobody but Nimnicht. Your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC. We are professional grade.
All right, let's check it out. How about our play of the week? It's Nease's Alicia Luckett III with the pick and a 6. And this was a big moment. This started off the second half for Nease, down 21-0, and they take it in for the touchdown. They would come back to win it in overtime.
All right, let's leave it with our band of the week as well. And by the way, on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network at the 11 o'clock hour, we'll play 15 minutes of band. We start with the Creekside Knights.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years, and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports, from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stallion Brigade.
simple things are the most important things. The simple things are the best things. The people that are best at the simple things are usually the best people to be around in life. The teams that are best at the simple things are the best teams to be a part of and the most successful teams.
Good programs, good players, good coaches in our game of the week. And Brian Braddock and St. Augustine, half of it. The other part, the Nease Panthers. And what a game it was. Hey, everybody, welcome into the shorter version of the Friday Night Blitz, part of the bigger version of the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Brent Martineau, Stuart Weber on TV, on the new network, Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
What we do is we blitz through the highlights, so I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get to it. How about it, St. Augustine and Nease?
The Game of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
And this, a battle of the unbeatens down in St. Johns County at Foots Brumley Stadium. Panthers go 3 and out on their first possession. Yellow Jackets take advantage. They strike first. Trendell Anderson punching it in from short distance. Home team up 7. Panthers threaten inside Yellow Jacket territory, but Darrell Jenkins Jr. neutralizing the drive with a pick. St. Augustine would take over on offense as we start the second quarter. They would turn the turnover into a touchdown. They drive right down the field. Anderson will plow in. Second touchdown of the night. Yellow Jackets up 14-0. 9.5 to go in the first half. Nease now looking for a spark. Fourth down for the Panthers. They dial up the fake. Wait, he doesn't have it. He has it. That's Braden Felder faking everybody out in the building.
Well
Big
done.
pickup for the Panthers. Jackets, though, would get the ball back. They make their move before halftime. Lachlan Hewlett throws a little touch pass. Samarian Wingo comes down with it. 21-0 at the half for St. Augustine, Brent.
All right, I'll take over to the second half, and whoa, what a second half it was. First couple of plays or seconds of the third quarter, Nease gets a spark with their defense. Elijah Luckett III takes it to the house on a pick 6. Yellow Jackets still up 21-7, but Nease dominates the third. And then on to the fourth. Nease down 28-21. They're driving. Nate Harry connects with Tyler Gazanfari. He gets the score. He scored a couple of times in the fourth. The comeback complete. The Panthers get 28 all. And then in overtime, third down, Maddox Spencer, he's their main guy. Harry's able to hit him. They take the lead, kick the extra point. 35-34 after St. Augustine scores. Now they go for the 2 and the win. This is the final play of the game. What's going to happen? St. Aug comes up just short. The defense denies the Yellow Jackets. What a defensive performance in the second half. A pick 6, and they deny the win at the goal line. Backflip celebrations ensue. 35-34. Nease beats St. Augustine.
But, I told our guys at halftime, you've got two choices, man. You can either lay down and get run out of town and have to hop on the 2 yellow cheese wagons and be embarrassed going back to Nease, or you can put up a fight, and that's what we did.
They sure did put up a fight.
Good stuff there. All right, let's head down to Baker County. Happy homecoming night in McClenny. The King giving a Queen a big hug, and this is a big time matchup. Less than 10 miles from Baldwin over to Memorial Stadium along Highway 90. Last few years, it's been a great competitive matchup. Early third, Indians trailing, but in Wildcat territory, Gage screws to Amari Parker 13-yard touchdown. Indians narrowing the lead. Then they go for 2, and they get it thanks to that catch by Baldwin's Christian Green. A little bit later, Baldwin with the ball again, intercepted, however, by Seth Chestnut. Wildcats couldn't cash in. We go to the fourth. Indians punting, and watch this return by Chase Phillips. He's at the 50. He's scrambling. Forwards, backwards, left, right, A, B. I don't know, all the buttons on the controller. He's mashing the buttons. He looks like he's headed for 6. No, Turf Monster got him.
All the work.
Come on, the Turf Monster. 2 plays later, though, hey, give it up to the homecoming king. Give the ball to Kanias Williams. He'll take it in for the Baker County touchdown. Wildcats get the victory, 45-24.
That return was awesome. Yulee at West Nassau. Second quarter we go in this rivalry game. West Nassau in the red zone, and Skylar Freeman, short reception. Oh, they got it wide open. Good play call. Warriors go up 22.
Can the Jags do that? Can we get one of those?
Nothing looks that easy. Later in the second, the West Nassau defense causing all kinds of chaos. Petros Nash and company get the sack. Moving to the third. The Hornets decide to get back into the game. Shamar Gibbs takes the handoff. Then he would take it to the house. Watch, he splits through those defenders. West Nassau still up 22-14. Yulee got the ball back. They drive deep into Warrior territory. And Preston Matricardi, the baseball star, he's also playing on Friday nights and says, I'll do it myself. I got this. He did. 22-21. They kicked the extra point because of an unsportsmanlike penalty right there. So down 1 late in the 4th. Yulee with 4th down, and they got to have something, and they got nothing. Look at the Warriors defense. Able to get to the quarterback. Hornets forced to turn it over on downs. Warriors would run out the clock, get a big first down, and they win it 22-21 in the rivalry game.
Oh, awesome stuff in Callahan. How about your fan vote winner, Impact Christian at University Christian Homecoming? That's why you get the balloon arch. Second quarter, UC already up 15-0. Josh Brayton taking the handoff into the end zone to extend the lead. On to the third. UC's defense gets in on the action. They would just shut down the Lions' run game all night long. Still in the third, UC with the ball. Carson Bergeron.
Watch this play.
He is on the receiving end. Yep, you got mossed, as they like to say. Touchdown, UC. They get the win. Big win, 35-0. We'll be right back on the Friday Night Blitz.
New to town or always been in town, everyone is always looking for a good pizza place. Our place is Donato's Pizza. We love it and still do love it. When I tell my family I'm coming to Donato's, they say, wait a minute, you got to order some for us. So this is not all for me. Let me tell you what the Martinos get when we put an order in. Well, pepperoni pizza, we usually get more than one of these. And then there's the works, a little bit of everything. And then this is the pizza that can be polarizing for some out there. I don't know why. Hawaiian pizza, some love it, some don't. At Donato's, you're gonna love it, especially with that cinnamon sprinkled on top. Try the pizza my family likes or try your favorite. Right now, you can use the code Brent20 and get 20% off your order. Every viewer and listener is important to us, and at Donato's Pizza, every piece is important. From fresh ingredients to the dedicated team members and you, the valued customer. Donato's Pizza, where every piece comes together for a winning combination. Jax Beach and Mandarin locations, Donato's Pizza, every piece is important.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store, either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms, from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years, and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Yeah! Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports, from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
The Coach of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Well, there's the celebration, and the adrenaline must really be pumping through Colin Drafts and that football team after that win, 35-34 in our game of the week. They were down 21-0, and they deny a 2-point conversion for St. Augustine to win the football game. And by the way, a little bit later on in our Action Sports Jax 24/7 coverage, we're going to talk to Colin Drafts. He's going to dial into the show. So make sure you hang with us till midnight on the network.
Fun fact, did you know he played for the Jacksonville Sharks? 1 game.
There you go.
Yeah,
I did
back
not
in
know.
2011, I think it was.
Welcome back to the
Fun
Blitz.
facts.
Martineau, Stuart Weber, full of fun facts,
Yeah.
full of more football. You were at Ed White and Parker.
Yeah, and the debut of the new field for the Parker Braves, just the latest of the DCPS, Duval County Public Schools, to get that artificial turf. There it is, looking good. It's going to look really good in a few months instead of getting torn up through the course of the season. Very first play on that brand new turf. How about Kevon Lyman? This is your opening kickoff, and he's got some space. Finally gets tracked down. at the 20-yard line. Otherwise, he was headed for 6. Commanders defense would hold strong. Parker back to pass. It's intercepted. Julian Holt with the pick for the visitors from the west side. Ed White would take over. They would take it down the field, and Holt would finish what he started. He gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, 7-0. On the other side, Parker's Tony Kennedy. Well, this is to start the second quarter. He'll take it in to the end zone himself. Touchdown. However, Commanders get the win, 21-6.
First responders made the best seat in the house while watching Columbia take on Trinity Christian. This was a good one. Now, first quarter, Hicks Zara floats one up deep downfield to find Trey Williams inside the 20-yard line. Conquerors weren't able to score, though, on that drive. A little bit later on, though, that changes. Now in at quarterback, Terrell Dallas finds David Wright. That's a touchdown. 21-14, Trinity Christian wins this. The word is they sealed the deal on a late interception in the end zone with 2 seconds to go.
Drama, love it. How about the Battle of the Ditch? Fletcher coming to the mainland to come meet the Sandalwood Saints early on. Elijah Copes for Sandalwood with an interception, and he's headed back the other way for a nice little return. Saints and Senators. This one is always a fierce rivalry, means so much to the kids on both sides. Fletcher's defense making an early play. Parker Lyle into the backfield, leading a charge of beach rats into the backfield for that TFL. But the Saints would connect on their first touchdown, not only of the night, but of the year. Baylor Hayes to Copes. Copes had that pick. What is it with the guys who get a pick and then the touchdown? That happened in both of my games tonight.
That's called a good night.
That is a good night. Takes it in. Touchdown Senators on the other side, or excuse me, touchdown Saints. On the other side, the Senators, Jamiri Jennings. They call him the grown man. See that leap? Must have had at least 3 inches vertical.
I don't want to tackle him.
There he goes into the end zone. Senators win. They win big, 47-19. Little dance. Good to see.
Shout out to Crescent City. The Raiders are way down south in our viewing area. Putnam County like to drive to Hilliard tonight. But they're going to enjoy the trip back because Eric Jenkins to Zay Robinson for a touchdown. Airs it out all alone. Good play call by Coach Rip or whoever's calling the plays. 33-13. Crescent City gets the win.
How about Bishop Snyder at Wolfson, and a great crowd on hand to support the Wolfpack. You love to see that. Sam Towsey, he's going to find Lucas Gunn, and that's a big pickup for the home team down the sideline, finally tracked down by the Cardinals. Then Elijah Richards on the receiving end of this short pass. There it is right there. He's got blockers. He's got space. He follows the blockers, and he's gone for a touchdown. There he goes into the end zone. However, Bishop Snyder would go on to get the win. They get it 18-10, the final score, as the Cardinals get the victory. We'll be right back on the Friday Night Blitz.
Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it.
High school football is back, and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action Sports Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday night Zone Blitz.
Nobody but Nimnicht. Our family has purchased 6 vehicles from Nimnicht Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Who gives you top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnicht. Save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnicht Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave. So I like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnichtBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnicht is there for you, even on Sundays. So, who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer's simple. Nobody but Nimnicht. Your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC. We are professional grade.
The Smart Play of the Week is brought to you by the FSCJ Manta Rays.
Well, how about a pick six for Nease's Elisha Luckett III? And up for grabs, he got it. That would start a comeback for Nease, down 21-0. They end up winning the football game in overtime. 35-34 was the score. How about we get some more action and we go to Fort White at Union County.
All right, 2 good local rural schools facing off, and you start with a short plunge for Jaden Jackson, Fort White. Drew Simmons with the answer. Long touchdown run coming for Union County here. And how about the Tigers? They stay unbeaten. 46-19 final.
All right, it's Hawaii night, Keystone Heights, as Dixie County comes to visit. First quarter we go. Jackson Parmeter finds Colton Hollingsworth on the far sideline, makes one man miss, dives in the end zone. 10-yard score in that one.
How about Fernandina Beach out west taking on Santa Fe? The Pirates already up 7-0. Late in the third, they would score here as this one goes to Jeremiah Jordan, and he's on his way to pay dirt into the end zone. Touchdown Fernandina Beach. How about it? They get a win 16-0, a shutout victory for the Pirates.
All right, so here's the deal. We have more to go until midnight on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Might be joined by Colin Drafts after that big Nease win, and you have a good night.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt.
And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m.
A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it. Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years, and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Yeah! Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports. From Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back, and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action Sports Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Nobody but Nimnicht. Our family has purchased 6 vehicles from Nimnicht Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Who gives you top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnicht. Save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%. You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnicht Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at NimnichtBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnicht is there for you, even on Sundays. So, who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer's simple. Nobody but Nimnicht. Your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade. New to town or always been in town? Everyone is always looking for a good pizza place. Our place is Donato's Pizza. We love it and still do love it. When I tell my family I'm coming to Donato's, they say, wait a minute, you got to order some for us. So this is not all for me. Let me tell you what the Martinos get when we put an order in. Well, pepperoni pizza, we usually get more than one of these. And then there's the works, a little bit of everything. And then this is the pizza that can be polarizing for some out there. I don't know why. Hawaiian pizza. Some love it, some don't. At Donato's, you're going to love it, especially with that cinnamon sprinkled on top. Try the pizza my family likes or try your favorite. Right now, you can use the code Brent20 and get 20% off your order. Every viewer and listener is important to us, and at Donato's Pizza, every piece is important. From fresh ingredients to the dedicated team members and you, the valued customer. Donato's Pizza, where every piece comes together for a winning combination. Jax Beach and Mandarin locations. Donato's Pizza, every piece is important. I kind of like this. Very nice, Casey. Casey, like directing today. He's not just producing, he's directing everything. Because we had to call an audible and come in here for the entire Friday Night Zone Blitz, not just the end or the 10 to 10:30 part. Studio was giving us fits today. So here we are. And it's kind of blitz overtime time for us. The Friday Night Zone Blitz, one night it's been again. There was a little bit of a time we're not even sure we were going to make it on tonight. I had some gremlins working, but these guys did a heck of a job, Casey and Nick and everybody behind the scenes, and then everybody out in the field too. I mean, this is, listen, I think if you're watching this, you like high school football. The other thing is we get kind of geeked up around here for what we're doing because this is exactly what we wanted it to be. When you're getting some great games late and we get a chance to showcase them and watch them, it's fun. That Nease St. Augustine game, we watched basically every play in the second half, and it was fantastic. Second half into overtime. We might even be joined by Colin Drafts here in a little bit. What a game. It was our game of the week. It lived up to the game of the week. There were some other dandies out there, too, including Bowles. When we had left to go out to the Friday Night Blitz set, it was 50-50. It ended up being 57-50. Bowles got the win. So what an effort by Oakleaf. What a football game. Trinity Christian up 21-0, hangs on to beat Columbia 21-14. That was another dandy of a game. We saw West Nassau. I thought it was 22-0 the whole game. I guess it was 22-7 at one time. They end up winning 22-21. Yulee had a chance in that game, but the defense comes up big for West Nassau, and you can see the party on the field after in games like that. They are fired up for those kind of games, those rivalry games, and there was a lot of that happening across the area tonight. But that's what the show's all about. If you're just jumping in, this is not like, hey, we're just going to talk some more ball till midnight. We've been doing this since 8 o'clock tonight. Well, 8:30 maybe tonight. Showing a lot of ball and a lot of different games. And last week was awesome. We had 3 games come down to the wire. We had more games come down to the wire tonight. And these finishes that we're getting, the games are so long. If we weren't doing this, we wouldn't be able to get the finish of the game. We'd have to have everybody hustling back to show highlights on TV only. And so really cool stuff that we've been able to do to this point. And we hopefully will be able to do a lot more. And I'm looking at some of the other scores in the area, seeing if anything else jumps out as we just did some TV and obviously played the Friday Night Blitz here on the network after you got to see some of the bands. And by the way, Creekside Band fans, we'll be coming up with your show a little bit later on in this show, which means about 20 minutes or so at the end. We'll show some of Creekside. We weren't able to get to that in the 11 to 11:15 window, but we want to make sure you guys know that we'll be showing some of your performance from last night here on the broadcast as we wrap up the show in just a little bit. Bartram Trail wins 45-7. Creekside, by the way, won last night over Winter Park, so they've won 2 in a row. Last night, also, Ponte Vedra won big over Menendez, 40-0. So those guys got it done on Thursday night and able to find the winning ways. Let's see, what other games were... Oh, the one that we're probably not giving enough attention to is Beachside beat Bishop Kenny tonight. And they were up at one time 31-0. But what a win for those guys. Beachside coming off first loss in a long time. There it is, 41-8. And they were able to get the win over Bishop Kenny, a Bishop Kenny team. Again, we didn't see that game. We weren't at that one. But they lost to Bowles last week. That was an emotional game. And you wonder if they came out a little bit flat because they've shown to be a good football team. And that was a surprising score. Maybe not the Beachside won, but the score was surprising, 41-8. And Beachside, what a nice job bouncing back for those guys after last week falling short for the first time in quite a while. IMG, you can see, beat Mandarin. Mandarin without Jamie French, Mandarin without Tremel Jones. That obviously changes the dynamic of their offense, but IMG is also IMG. So it's 2 losses in a row. Mandarin, one of the top teams in the area. And now you think about the top teams in the area that we do have. And St. Augustine goes down. Like, we think they're one of the top 3 teams. Obviously, Mandarin has lost a couple times, and losing their quarterback doesn't help that. But they've lost 2 in a row now. And Bowles obviously gets a big win after getting tested. They win 57-50 over Oakleaf. And what else we got? Rains has been cooking pretty good, so they're good. I'll tell you what, I keep noticing that Middleburg score each and every night late. And they continue to play good defense and win football games. They got another nice win tonight. First Coast got a nice win at Clay after some early season struggles. So a nice win for the Bucks and Marty Lee and company. And Baker County, we're at that game. That one was an interesting one. It was 24-2, ended up being 24-17. And then Baker County pulls away, trying to rebound and continue to move toward the playoffs after an opening week loss against Bradford, and they look like they're doing that. They're getting some nice wins. They got a good win last week at First Coast, got a good win again tonight. Bishop Snyder beat Wilson. We just did those highlights, but what a crowd at Wilson. That was fantastic to see. Sandalwood has lost 15 in a row, but they do get off the schneid in terms of getting on the scoreboard. They finally scored some points, and some good highlights from that game too, but they lose to Fletcher 47-19. Parker loses that football game to Ed White. Parker opened up another turf field in Duval County, and beautiful field. So that is a good deal, as many of the schools continue to do that throughout the area. Let's see, what else we got? We got Stuart Weber jumping in here in just a little bit, but that's a catch-up on a lot of the scores, making sure I'm not missing anybody of note that catches my attention. What was that, Zarephath that won 42-39? Eyes are getting bad this late at night. Fernandina with a nice win, 16-0. They get the W. And what else we got? Weber's supposed to jump in and talk, but he's stuffing his face right now instead.
Enjoying an Oreo. You brought him.
I did bring the Oreos today.
Oh, you got the poker mix.
I got the poker mix.
Yeah.
I go to Publix once in a while, like I was just grabbing dinner. I'm like, oh, well, that pub stuff looks good. These are good snacks. I got the cooler full of soda today, too, from the Dream 18.
Yeah, enjoying one of those. Thank
you.
If I need
I'm delivering once again.
What you do?
Yeah,
fearless leader.
We'll bring the party here to the thing. Joe, great comeback, wild game. Thanks for showing it. Says Tom Marsh. Go Baker Wildcats. Yeah, it's a little bit of a recap show. Hey, Nick, do you see Colin Drafts on Ninja? Okay, he says he's on, so I'm just seeing that. But I can't tell that, so you just let me know. We're going to try to get Colin Drafts on here. I don't know if we could get Coach's video, too. If we just do his audio, that's fine. But if we get video and see that smiling face, that's okay, too, because I bet he's still smiling after that win. Man, what a night. What a couple of weeks we've had. I mean, the beautiful night, too, finally gives way to all that rain. We're getting a good week in Jacksonville. It's a wonderful night for high school football in the area. And it continues to deliver, man. We're getting a lot of big-time games throughout the area. I continue to say this, and I've said it now for a few years. This RPI system created this.
Yeah.
And for us, at least as we're trying to show people games and I think for the kids, they love the competition of it all. I think the coaches love the competition of it all. And we just get more and more good games. Sure, you'll see some blowouts and things like that, games that go sideways. But there's no doubt. I've been here 16 years. I would say the last few years we've had more good games across the board on a week-to-week basis than we did in the previous 10. We'd get some good games from now and again, but not this amount. I mean, all you got to do is watch this show the last couple of weeks, and every game we're showing is really good.
I was about to say, I think that's one of the really cool benefits because you said earlier tonight, I mean, for so long we've always been, okay, let's go in, let's get our 4 highlights as quick as we can, let's get to the next game, and then let's get back to the station, 9:30 and turn this stuff around. It might be a little more stress-inducing and anxiety-driving, but getting the ends of these games, I think, is so cool because that's when they're being decided. A lot of these one-possession games, a lot of these overtime finishes, when we have a camera there and we can show it to you, I just think it's so cool to have that option. And check it all out.
Oh, and by the way, the one thing we didn't have in the past is we would, like I keep telling people, I know they don't understand kind of our operation, but we had to get people back here by like 10:30 to be able to get highlights on. Well, these games aren't ending until 10:30, so we get to show the ending live on our Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Mm-hmm. But even if you're just catching the highlight shows, now we get to see some of the highlights as well and the deciding plays in the game. So we like it on our end. Obviously, it's good for the viewers and the fans of high school football around here. And these games take forever now. I mean, that's just They do. They go 3.5 hours sometimes. But it almost is like it's worth it at the end of the day. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. What else you got to do on your Friday night?
Nick, give me an update. What you got? Football. All right. Well, if Coach can unmute his mic, if he can hear us, we'll be ready to get him on. And There he is. Thanks, Coach. I know it's not the easiest way. We got this streaming network. We can't just pick up the phone and call, but we appreciate you jumping in once again here as we approach the midnight hour, man. You're our late night guy.
Absolutely. I'm actually just rolling home right now from Nease, heading home. But I appreciate you guys having me on. Obviously, a big-time game tonight. Excited to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we were watching Blow by Blow here live on the network. You can go back and watch it tomorrow, by the way, or Sunday, and see it. And as Sully and I and Stuart are all reacting to it. But, I mean, that was I don't know. I don't know what the halftime thing was like, if you guys felt like you were dead to rights, down 21-0 against one of the best teams in the area, and obviously a huge play with the pick six, and then dominated the third quarter. I mean, I was a little surprised, actually, you didn't cash in on the offensive end a little bit more in the third quarter as much as you dominated that one. Were you?
Yeah, I mean, just the whole way the game kind of worked itself out, down 21-0 at halftime. And I just told our guys, you got two options. You can lay down and get run out of town and get embarrassed, or you can, start making some football plays. And it really started with Elijah Luckett, the first play of the second half. That pick six kind of lit a fire on our sideline. And hats off to our defense, really, for shutting those guys down in the third quarter. Interesting enough, we didn't score an offensive touchdown until the fourth quarter and finally got rolling. But definitely a crazy game.
So suffice to say, the trip back on those cheese wagons was pretty good, Coach?
Yeah, we were the music was bumping. The kids were having a great time. And that's why coaching high school football is so fun. You know, we got a great group of guys, and obviously everybody was excited.
Might be the only time you wish the drive home was a little longer, so you could have had more time to celebrate in the school buses. But short little drive, and I mean that short drive though, that just speaks to how big of a rivalry this is. I mean, you guys are so close, and these kids know each other so much. This one means a lot to the whole Nease community.
Absolutely. You know, I've been here for 6 years, and this is the first time we've been able to beat St. Augustine. But we talked about it going into this week, just the rich tradition of the Nease versus St. Augustine rivalry with the Tebow days and multiple state championships they were all winning. And just excited we had the opportunity to play in such a big-time game and get the win.
Colin Drafts with us here on the Friday Night Zone Blitz, as we'll take you up until midnight. I said this while we were watching it live. I was like, did this feel like the biggest one since those Tebow days? Like, what were people at Nease and St. Augustine saying? When was the last time one was this big, with both of you guys being good, undefeated, and everything coming into this night?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely had to be the biggest game in the past decade, if not maybe even 15 years, right? With us, being at the level that St. Aug is at this year, and then going down south and playing that game and winning in overtime was pretty incredible.
What did you guys do defensively? Like, why did it change so much? We're seeing some highlights where you got down 21-0, and they looked like they were controlling really both lines of scrimmages, even when things were going well at times for you guys. But what did you guys do defensively to dominate so much in the second half? Was it a change? Was it a mentality change? What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a schematic change. It was just a mentality change. I mean, that's just the first half was not us, right? Not us from this year. I mean, you look at what we've been able to do the first 3 games. I don't know what was the first half of Nease, so it just took one guy to make a play. Like I said, after Elijah Luckett took that pick 6 back, it really lit a fire under our defense, and they controlled the line of scrimmage and really controlled the game and kept us in the game too, because we couldn't move the ball at all. Hats off to their defense. But we made the key plays in the critical moments when they had to be made, and just couldn't be more proud of our guys.
Yeah, it's a heck of a win. Did you think Braddock was going to go for 2? They were in overtime.
I didn't think he was. First, when we lost the toss, I can't win a daggum toss to save my life for overtime. So we always have to go on offense first. And 2 very timid calls by me to run the ball on first and second down. So we had to make sure we were going to get the ball to Maddox Spencer on the 3rd play. And of course, he scores a touchdown. We go up by 7. And then they ran the ball 3 times and scored. And I just thought for sure they were going to kick the extra point and not risk, having that outcome. But, they felt like they had a good play, and you're 3 yards away from a win. And, they put the ball in their quarterback's hands, and, we made the play and stopped them right at the 1-yard line. So pretty incredible way to win the football game. There's no doubt about it.
I'll tell you what, Maddox Spencer looked exhausted, like in the 3rd quarter. I can only imagine how he felt by overtime. But, Spencer, who's been fantastic for you, the Tyler Gazenfari young man, he was sensational down the stretch for you, and I hope I say his name correctly, but talk about him a little bit, and Spencer. I mean, those guys are dynamic, and they were terrific in your comeback win.
Yeah, I mean, Mattis gets a ton of credit, right, and it's deserved. He had a touchdown in the 4th quarter. He also recovered the onside kick that set up the game-tying score, and then obviously he had the touchdown in overtime. But with all the attention Maddox gets, there's 3 other receivers around him that are playing lights-out football right now, and you definitely name one of them. Tyler Gazenfari had a couple huge catches. I think we had 3rd and 15 one time. He had a 20-yard gain, and then he had a touchdown late in the 4th quarter as well. And on top of that, he's our kicker and our punter. So he was 5 for 5 on PATs, and that ended up winning us the game as well. So just excited for him.
Yeah, those were huge. And by the way, the onside kick was terrific. Maddox makes a terrific play on it, but it was a heck of a kick. I mean, high school onside kicks, I'm not sure like the percentage of getting like a good
low.
one.
It's very low.
I mean, that was a terrific onside kick.
Yeah, it was an incredible kick. And the crazy thing was we almost didn't even kick the onside kick. We tied the game, we were down 28-21 with, I think, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. I thought we had 3 timeouts, so I was just going to run the defense out there and try to stop them. And then I realized we only had 2. So I did not want to see them just get a couple first downs and then knee it on us. So I said, no better time now than to work the onside kick we've been practicing. And, man, he hit it perfectly, hit about 13, 14 yards and popped up, and Maddox made an incredible play, and we go down and score from there.
Well, Coach, the good news is the schedule just gets so much easier from here, right? I mean, you go into
Right.
back-to-back district games with Buchholz and Bartram Trail next with a bye week sandwiched in between. How do you keep this momentum going for the team, knowing that, look, those next two could very well come down to the wire just like tonight's did?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a brand new season now, right? We're 5 weeks in. We lost that game due to the weather. We're 4-0, so couldn't have hoped for a better start. We just got a huge notch on the belt with a comeback win over a big-time team in St. Augustine. But when we show up on Monday morning after we watch the film, we've got to put that to rest and start that district slate that we've got. Like you said, we got Buchholz next week, got the bye week, got Bartram after that, and then we'll finish off the district slate with Decoy towards the end of the year. But the goal is always going to be to win a district championship like we did last year. I think we're in one of the toughest districts in the state for 6A, and we're playing good football right now, so I'll take it.
Yeah, Colin Drass, as we wrap up with you, and appreciate you jumping in here late on a Friday night and a big win, 35-34 in our game of the week, an overtime win against St. Augustine. It feels like you've got a little swagger to yourself in a nice way, in a good way. It feels like now your team builds that, right? I mean, sometimes you need that. This is a confident group going into this district time.
Absolutely. I think if there's one thing that you can really say about our team this year is the confidence that we have going into each game. And I've always been a firm believer that your players kind of take on the bravado or the confidence of their coaches. So always try to demonstrate that we'll be willing to play anybody, anywhere, and to give them our best fight. And hopefully we come out on top when we do that. And right now, they're taking that in stride and just playing really well and playing together, which is great to see.
Heck of a football game tonight. Congratulations. I got a feeling you'll enjoy the weekend. And if you want to go back and watch the Friday night Zone Blitz, you can see all the second guessing we do of some of the calls along the way.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right, y'all have a good one. Thanks for having me.
You too. That's Colin Drass, the Nease coach, and he's done a phenomenal job. That was a heck of a win. I mean, I love high school football, high school sports. You'll be thinking about it, whatever that moment is. Might have been one of those moments tonight for some of those kids that this is one game they don't forget. And they've had a handful now because of district championships and others, guys that have been around the program. But this one's going to stick out for a long time for those kids.
Do you remember, what was the game that got canceled for them from rain? Was it Menendez, maybe?
It might have been. Unfortunately, it doesn't say it on
Beachside Menendez was the one that got canceled. I'm trying to remember who it was. But when you look at their schedule and what they had on the first 6 games, the wins they have, they've got wins over Ponte Vedra, Creekside, who has bounced back marvelously from the 0-3 start, Fletcher, who's a really good ball club, and they just decimated them a week ago.
By the way, they beat all 3 of those pretty good.
And now St.
routed
Augustine.
them.
Yeah, and yes, those 3 were all 24-7 over Ponte Vedra.
Yeah.
Is an extremely, I just watched Ponte Vedra last night, and that's a really good team too. So it is extremely impressive what they have done a month into this season, and now they got to keep it going because, like you said, it's a whole new season with the district play getting going.
All right. Hey, we want to leave. We didn't get to the Creekside band. I know some folks maybe were hanging out tonight and waiting for that, but we got some other bands in there at our 11 o'clock hour. So, hey, Nick, if we've got that ready, let's say goodbye tonight with the Creekside band. And nice job by Stuart Weber, the rest of the Action Sports Jax team, Casey, Nick, and everyone else. What a fun night. We'll do it again next Friday night, the Friday Night Zone Blitz. And don't forget, this replays multiple times over the weekend on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. You can find it on actionnewsjax.com and the Action News Jax app, Action News Jax Now app on a smart TV. Have a good night, everybody.
Sullivan.